Oh, let me move the mic closer. Rise and grind, gamers. It's time for a tier list. uh, so we're just gonna get straight into it, I suppose. Last time we ended off the tier list on the Demogorgon, which means logically the next killer is gonna be the Oni. Uh, and like it's looking quite bleak, to be honest. We got a lot of real bad fucking stinker add-ons ahead of us. Like all the way up until like, oh man, it's real bleak. Like I swear, like we were kind of on a roll with killers like having add-ons like pretty high up the tier list, but like nah, it's getting bleak. Because we're looking at Oni, Slinger, Pyramid Head, who even after the reworks, I would say still has some bad ones. Like, and then like Blight, maybe Blight has some good ones. Yeah, we got some stinkers ahead of us. Now, Artist has some terrible add-ons too. That's kind of the issue. Artist, Sadako. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? It's just gonna be bleak. And I guess this has kind of proven my hunch a little bit here that like add-on design is just bad in general. You know what I mean? Like the more I'm looking ahead, I'm like, man, we really don't have much to like dig through here. And that's really sad. But what can I say about Oni? He's one of the killers in the video game. He's got a few add-ons you can equip. And oh, my chat is in the wrong place. Hold on, let me address that. Not supposed to be there. Supposed to be down here. Okay. Hold on, wait. Let me check something out. Because I swear I had a different one specifically for this. Okay, yeah. This is for the tier list. I don't know why the other one randomly showed up here. It's not supposed to be there. But now I gotta move chat 2 back into its right spot. Okay, that shouldn't cause any more issues, hopefully. But yeah, what else is there to say? Let's just get right into it because we got a lot of slop ahead of us. So, first add-on for the day. Oh, a little statement about Clown, I suppose I should make, right? So we're on like hotfix 3 almost, if like tomorrow is gonna be like our third hotfix. And apparently Clown is still not getting changed, the way I thought he would. Which, would you might think maybe I would start rating him then, right? Because like normally killers are pretty safe from changes if they're not getting changed like immediately in a hotfix. But he's going to be changed on the next chapter PTB in September, whenever that is. So won't be long until we see what exactly his add-ons do, but it'll also be like on a PTB, so they might change them again, like on live. So I'm gonna just take my time and break order a bit, since I don't have to worry about Clown for quite a while. So that saves us from putting a bunch of add-ons in F tier for now. But it does not save the Oni, who we are going to spare not one bit of his feelings. Because first add-on on the list is Rotting Rope. And this is just one of those add-ons that looks as bad as it actually is. Like when you read it, you're just like, wow, this is worthless. Um, this add-on increases the aura reading range of blood orbs in the environment by 2 meters. That's it. You get to see them a slight bit further. Other than that, it really doesn't do anything for you. And this is kind of the issue that a lot of his low rarity add-ons are gonna have. It's like powering up his low power mode, or like I guess no power like mode, and it's like why would I want that? So yeah, this add-on is basically just gonna go directly in Super F because it doesn't actually do anything. You run this and you don't have an add-on slot. It doesn't the information isn't anything. It doesn't let you absorb it from any further, so it doesn't accomplish anything. I don't know what the point is. And then next up is Cracked Sakazuki. Uh, this one is actually the first one of the low rarities that actually does maybe anything. It basically decreases the time to enter and exit Blood Fury from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Which honestly, like, for one, who cares? But for two, it's like not the worst. Like I would actually use these on occasion because Oni is like, you know, decently okay without just full hog into like speed and duration. So if I don't have anything else, I'll use this. It's fine. But like also like literally like why? Why would I use this? So we'll put that in like low D. I don't really see much reason for that, but it's not like the worst thing ever. Uh Blackened Toenail, we're just gonna get through the rest of these really quick. Increases movement speed while absorbing blood orbs by like the smallest fraction of a meter a second. Again, who cares? Like this isn't gonna help you break any like sound barriers or anything. So super F. You don't need movement speed for that. And then last common add-on, Paper Lantern, increases the floating speed of blood orbs towards you when in absorption mode by 4 meters a second. Who cares? It's going in Super F because like none of these add-ons do anything. Like all of Oni's like low rarity add-ons basically are like what they say on the tin, which is they're awful. They're not helpful. They're not creative. They're not nice to use. You can barely feel the difference, to be honest with you. But we'll move up the list. Next one is Ink Lion, which actually I don't think is like too terrible. It's exactly the same as the Sakazuki with the half a second faster entry and exit of Blood Fury mode, basically just like a fatigue shortener. But then also, whenever you down a survivor with the Demon Dash or whatever it's called, uh, you recover basically 2 seconds of your power, and like because I think you'd lose like 7 seconds, so this one reduces that penalty by 2 seconds. Which isn't like the worst. Like it's definitely a straight upgrade to the other one, but like I still don't really want that. Like I would rather just have like a better duration add-on, but I'll move that a bit higher up. Like why not? It's technically the exact same add-on, but it just has like an actual effect in your power, so that's got to count for something, I guess. And then, oh, that's Deathslinger. Oops. This one is Chipped Sahai. This one increases the duration of Blood Fury by 6 seconds, and this is the first like actual add-on of the entire list for Oni. And duration is like hella goated, so we're gonna move that up pretty high because duration is like probably one of the most important stats for Oni. Like next to speed, so I'd probably move that like around B tier ish because it's just such an important thing to have like your power for longer. It doesn't really last all that long, so just having more of it means you can sprint around more, slug more, actually end your power by picking up instead of going into fatigue, which basically completely power creeps the ones that make that fatigue, faster. So, really important add-on. It's gonna go high up. Next, pardon me, Wooden Sword. This one increases the aura reading of blood orbs by 3 meters, which is definitely a significant increase compared to the other add-on, the Toenail, I believe it was. My apologies, it was the Rotting Rope. But yeah, just as useless. Who cares? Like you're actually insulting my intelligence by making this an add-on because you're wasting my blood points and you're wasting my time having to read this shit out for a tier list. I don't appreciate this type of add-on design at all. Just pointless. Bloody Sash. Same thing as the Toenail. Increases movement speed while absorbing blood orbs. Who cares by what amount? It doesn't matter. You're not going to feel the difference. Super F. It's not helpful. You don't need to be faster doing that. Next up though, Polished Maydate. I don't know how to pronounce that. This one increases the passive charge rate of Blood Fury by 0.1 charge a second. Now keep in mind that your charge rate for Blood Fury goes up to 100. So you would take, I don't even know how long that is to actually passively charge your power, but it's a long time. It takes like several minutes. And then add on that the passive charge doesn't even go up to 100. It goes up to like 98. So this add-on literally serves like no purpose. It won't have any meaningful impact on your games. It's just going straight into Super F. I don't know. This is no reason for such a thing. And we're getting quickly into the blues already. First one up, Kanai Anzen Talisman, I believe. This one increases movement speed during Demon Dash by some amount. I can't tell, but it says 0.64 meters a second, so that's pretty good. But speed is like definitely the most important stat for Demon Dash, because aside from duration, the speed is what makes the Demon Dash like really, really hard to avoid for survivors. So I'd put that all the way up in A, to be honest. You go further with your Demon Dashes, you are harder to react to. You effectively kind of squeeze out a bit more duration since you're covering more ground. Speed is important for a lot of killers like this, especially when their movement powers are on a duration. It just effectively means they're like range and speed, so both of those are really important. But there's a better one. We'll get into that in a bit. Next one though, Yamaoka Sashimono. This one increases duration by 8 seconds, and obviously that's big. I believe this bumps your power up to like a 53-second duration. So you're pretty much always going to want to run like speed or duration, and I would say this being 8 seconds compared to the 6 honestly puts it up a lot higher, because that 8 seconds will basically cover like a single like down of a survivor, because that removes 7 seconds of your power and then some. So you'll still have like some extra change after that, which is always good. Basically means you'll have to pick up less blood orbs throughout the game. But more I'm thinking about it, maybe bump this up the tiniest bit, just so it's not like a world of difference. Because I would say this is better than like slippers, boots, and probably Shadow Dance for Wraith, because that's a lot of duration. We're basically just putting on an add-on slot. I mean, it's either this or fucking Blackened Toenail, right? So tough choice. Next up though, Scalp Top Knot. Reduces the charge time of Demon Dash by half a second, so down from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds, I believe. This one's pretty good. This one makes it a lot harder to react to like a close range Demon Dash, which isn't always the situation you want to be in, especially if you're going to be coming at survivors from a further distance. This isn't really going to have any effect on that, but if you're like really close quarters and you're just trying to like really run down a single survivor, this will help a lot, like a fair amount. Not like super high B or anything, but definitely better than like Teacup, that's for sure. I would say that, at least. And we got some stinkers again, because next up we got Shattered Wakizashi. I believe this is meant to be like a spiritual like successor to Spirit's Wakizashi Saya. Same type of blade, I believe. But unfortunately it's pathetic in terms of actual effect, because this one is just passive charge rate, 0.2 charges a second. You're never going to notice this. It doesn't matter. It's going in Super F. It just doesn't help at all. I don't know why they made 2 of these, let alone 1 of these. Whatever. Just throw it away. And last blue one, Wooden Oni Mask, and this is the first one that's for the non-enraged Oni that actually does something meaningful, I believe. This one increases the frequency that blood orbs spawn at by 14%, and then increases the number of blood orbs spawn when survivors perform actions, which includes like vaulting and I think even crouching. It's a bit specific, but I don't know how much that is or how many actions are covered by that. But main one is vaulting. You get an extra blood orb every time they do that. And this one is going to do so much for you throughout the game in terms of just getting your power charged up that it's basically like completely insane. I don't know like how high I'd rank it, but definitely above the top knot for me, probably around above Slippers, above Thompson's mix, probably above Dad's boots for sure. Worth noting, there is a better version of this that will be coming up pretty soon, so I don't want to rank it like too highly. But yeah, it's pretty insane. More blood orbs is just like kind of an absurd benefit. And it does like multiple ways of spawning more blood orbs, so that's good. Okay, purples already. So we're just blitzing through this, like, which I appreciate, but it goes to show that there's not much to say about a lot of the add-on design at this point in DBD's like history. Next up is Splintered Hole. Literally same add-on as the first, or as the Oni mask, but this one increases the spawn rate of blood orbs by 33% instead of 14. Increases the blood orbs on interactions by 1, which is exactly the same as the Oni mask, but yeah, it's strictly a straight upgrade. You can run both of these, and you basically have your power up for like a majority of the game. But I would probably rate this higher than Swift Hunt personally. Just the amount of blood orbs that spawn is like absurd. Just from people like rotating the gens or like trying to get unhooks and stuff, you'll get so much passive value from this add-on compared to the Oni mask. It's kind of like absurd how that's allowed, to be honest. Next up, Akito's Crutch increases movement speed during Demon Dash by 1 meter a second. And that's a lot for a dash that only goes about 7 meters per second, I believe. And that speed is really hard for survivors to react to. So I put this like probably above low pro for sure. Like that speed is just so hard to do anything about against Oni, especially if they have doubles. Probably above I don't remember the name of this add-on, Heavy Panting. I'd put it above that for sure. But yeah, everything I talked about, basically harder to react. You go further, faster. It's just really great. Next up, only stinker of the purple add-ons, which is the tear-soaked Tenugui. This one reduces the penalty for downing survivors with Blood Fury by 4 seconds, so down from 7 to 3. Why would I want this? I could just run a regular duration add-on and get more value. Like, unless I'm in the situation where I down like 3 survivors, like you're not really gonna see like any value from this compared to just a regular duration add-on. So I'm not gonna put it in super F, but I'm definitely putting it in F. Like, there's just no point for an add-on this high rarity to be that. Just a waste of money. Final purple, Lion Fang, increases duration by 10 seconds. And that's an extremely significant bump in your duration. Definitely A tier. You get to do so much more, especially combined with speed. You get more duration, more lethality, more slugging, better ingredients, better pizza. Basically, like, there's no reason not to run these 2 add-ons like every game. These are his best add-ons. But he does have some weird ones, which I will say, a little underrated, to be honest. Hi, Blitzen. Welcome in. Oh my god. I need a water. But yeah, these 2 Iridescent Oni add-ons, pretty underrated, I would say. First one being Renjiro's Bloody Glove. This one makes it so blood orbs that are spawned in the environment are visible to survivors, and when a survivor walks into it, they will actually reabsorb the blood and delete the blood orb essentially. But you'll get 2 seconds of aura reading on survivors whenever they do that. And that's not like it, like obviously it is a nerf to Oni specifically, but compared to like an average killer, this add-on is kind of insane. You just kind of walk around. You can occasionally go like, Insano mode as an Oni and like slug everyone, but then like also you just have this add-on which is giving you passive or reading a lot. Like I said, obviously a nerf to Oni specifically, but like in the grand scheme of the game, like not that bad. Like you're just an M1 with like insane aura reading on like everyone. It can be pretty disgusting what you can do with this add-on sometimes, especially with like slugging builds. Uh, I would not put that too low. I would put that like C tier to be honest, like shoe tier, waterlogged shoe, about the same strength to be honest. Like perma 117 killer versus uh perma or reading Evan. Like what'll it be? Which way, Western man? And then last one, iridescent family crest. Whenever you miss a demon strike, I believe is the name of the attack. It causes everyone within 24 meters to scream and reveal their location. And honestly, considering like one of the main counterplays to Oni is going to be to like stealth, I would say this add-on's actually pretty insane, like under the right circumstances. Like if Oni had a slightly better base kit, this add-on would absolutely be one of his best because you could just remove one of his main weaknesses in a way that's really difficult to counter or see coming. Because he just slams the ground and he has nowhere to hide everywhere. Like, you know how annoying nowhere to hide is, like, already, but you can just put it in an add-on slot? Like, that's pretty nuts. So I wouldn't rate it super highly for Oni in particular, but definitely up there is like a B, I would say. Probably below Scott Knott, but I'll take that for sure. Like, it's not a terrible add-on. It's really not. We'll quickly move on. We got a lot to get through, a lot of slop. Uh, so we'll move on to our next killer of the day, which will be the Deathslinger. And Deathslinger, I don't know, like, if this is a hot take in the community, apparently, but Deathslinger is a good killer, believe it or not. Has always had a lot going for him, like, historically, and has only really been improved in strength as the game has continued, but the problem with him is to be honest, like I'll give it from my perspective. I think a lot of people want this killer to be like cooler to play, and they're misconstruing the fact that he's not very fun to play as him being weak. The thing is with Slinger though, he's very strong at a few very specific key things that are just not particularly fun to do. Good at tunneling off hook because his reeling kind of just ignores endurance, the 10 seconds that you get. You can't really outplay it, especially even if he has cigar or something like that. Uh, able to deal with body blockers in a pretty decently okay way. But, who cares about that? Like, the main thing people want with killers like Deathslinger, they want to hit cool shots and they want to be rewarded for that. And I don't think Deathslinger is really rewarded for any such thing. It's the sad truth. So, we'll just waste no time. We'll get straight into it. First up on the list is the Rickety Chain. This one grants bonus PP, of course, as most meme add-ons do. But this one also makes it so survivors break free from the chain 33% faster than normal. So they get a yellow bar, and they break out a lot sooner. And you might think at first that sounds terrible. Like, why would I want people to be, ensnared in my chain for less time? That's like the whole gimmick of the killer is I'm supposed to ensnare them in the chain. But to be honest, those chain breaks at this point, for the first injury, are so time efficient compared to like actually reeling all the way in and M1ing that Rickety Chain will save you quite a bit of time throughout the game. And it's like not that much of a downside. Like if you just zone people into the right areas, they can't break free anyway, like even with this add-on. Like of course if they get stuck on something, then they break free, but you don't really have to go through the stun either. Like you can just reel in, swing, and that's way shorter. So like honestly, I wouldn't put Rickety Chain like super duper high or anything, but definitely up there. Like I would say like high C, like at least. Like the add-on actually does like a decent amount for the killer. In terms of just time efficiency, playing for chain break, and just in general, like it doesn't really have enough of a downside to warrant its meme status necessarily. It does hurt, but only sometimes and in ways that you can probably avoid. And then the rest of these, like I don't really even know what they do. They kind of do a little and not much. Next up, Spit Polish Rag reduces the cooldown time for missed shots by a quarter second. Uh, sure. I mean, it's not bad. I don't really like how long the miss cooldown is, but like, obviously you shouldn't really be missing your shots ideally. That's kind of not the reason you play the killers to miss, and you don't want to invest in missing shots. But I don't know, like these add-ons aren't like super terrible because they do make the punishment for missing way less, and that can be something that encourages you to go for more shots. I would say you should use these if you're trying to learn how to hit more shots as this killer, because otherwise the miss cooldown is really, really punishing for like no reason. And spoiler alert, there is two of them. Since I did kind of spoil it, I guess I'll just get into it now. Next one of a similar caliber is the tin oil can. Same concept, reduces miss shots by half a second instead of a quarter second. Same thing basically. Like run these if you want to hit more, if you want to learn how to aim better. It makes the punishment hurt way less, which is nice, but not great add-ons in the grand scheme of things. You don't want to invest in missing shots. And these next few are going to be hard to rank because I don't really understand their value. Uh, we'll do snake oil next because I'm just going to rank like all the duplicates at once instead of like purely by rarity. This one increases the speed at which you reel survivors by 2.5%. And that's basically nothing. I don't really know if this actually has any meaningful impact on the killer's gameplay loop, but I definitely have never noticed it if it does. So I would just rank these in like F, like lower than the miss shot cooldown for sure. I don't really get the point. Like I'm not even sure how these work, like the more I think about it. Because when you see the actual numbers, it's like nothing. Like they don't really feel any different than normal to use. Um, and the next one in the same caliber is Gold Tooth, which increases reeling speed by 5%. Uh, Same thing, just as bad. It basically has like no impact on the game, and it's more expensive. So that I don't know. That's just I don't get the point. We'll just move on though. Uh, Next up is going to be reload speed, which we'll start with modified ammo belt. Reduces the reload time by a quarter second, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's probably like one of the only good, like actually good effects of an add-on that Slinger has, but it's pretty good. Like low B for sure. It doesn't have like a huge impact on like the game, but you have to reload no matter what you do, whether you miss or you hit shots. So reloading faster, that's something. And more importantly than that is Warden's Keys, which reduces reload time by 0.35 seconds. And sure, that's technically something. It's higher than the other one, so I'll rank it higher, but not really by much. I don't know. These add-ons really don't impress me these days. They just don't really feel any different than base kit, especially since you can't see the yellow bar anymore when reloading. All right. Let's see what's next. We got Rusted Spike. This one makes it so survivors you hit, uh, after reeling them in, I believe, and hitting them with an M1, suffer from mangled for 60 seconds. And this is just terrible. I'll be honest with you. I don't see the point. You're already putting them in deep wounds, so like that's healing slowdown anyway. And this is just further healing slowdown, and it's such a short duration. It can just be shrugged off. It doesn't work on chain breaks. Only works when you hit them. I don't understand why you would really want that. But there is another one of the same caliber, and this one is Honey Locust Thorn. This one makes it so a survivor who breaks free from the chain and stuns you will become mangled for 70 seconds. And this is just as bad, if not worse. I don't really understand why you would want to invest Mangled into only one of those scenarios, and then they have like a slightly different duration. Like, who cares? I don't see the point of this add-on. It's probably better than the spike because at least this one you can reapply even if you don't like successfully injure a survivor. But like, I don't I don't care. Like, yeah, I would say this is technically better, but like, I don't want like Mangled add-ons. They don't help at all. I just don't understand Slinger's add-on design so far. It's all been really really weak. And speaking of weak, we'll do Jaw Smasher next since we've got like one more duplicate right next to it. This one increases movement speed while aiming down sights by a whopping 1.5%. I think if you did a side by side comparison, I still wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So I'm just gonna put that in F. It doesn't matter. You don't need to aim down sight for that long, like ever. You get more value, in fact, from aiming down sights and instantly shooting, or aiming down sights and instantly canceling. I don't know why you would need to move faster during said aiming down sight. But thankfully, there's two of them. In case the first one wasn't doing it for you, you can use Wanted Poster, which increases said movement speed while aiming down sights by 3%. Certainly a choice of an add-on, but honestly more offensive than the Jaw Smasher because it's more expensive. And that's like you're hitting me where it hurts, which is in my wallet, you know? I don't want this add-on. But got a few more to go through, and to be honest, there's really not a lot to say about much of these. Uh, we'll save chewing tobacco for last, since that one actually does something. But Marshall's Badge decreases your tear radius by 4 meters while aiming down sights. Again, no one cares. The tear radius is not that big of an obstacle for Deathslinger, and especially while aiming down sights for like a quarter second to take a shot, like this add-on's not going to affect anything. Unless you're like holding your aim down sights while walking and, shrinking your FOV and moving a lot slower, and having the gun like directly covering the center of your screen, like I don't know why you'd want to do any of that. This add-on's horrible. I'd honestly put it in Super F. It's that bad. Like I don't see a reason that you would want to use this, like aside from trolling and playing in a way that's suboptimal, which is fair. You're allowed to do that. Fun is not illegal, believe it or not. But we're ranking based on like a bit more of an objective measure here, and this add-on's just objectively bad. Same goes for Gold Creek Whiskey. You're not safe. Reducing my terror radius by 8 meters while aiming down sights won't save you from the Super F tier. Like, this is just as bad. Especially because, like, most of the time, the terror radius takes, it shrinks over time. It's not like an instant, like, binary system of, like, oh, it's 32 meters, now it's 24. No, it actually takes time to shrink to the correct size. So this add-on just, by the time you take your shot, like, the terror radius won't even be fully shrunk. I don't understand why you would want to commit to this. It's not even like a good meme. Like, just run monitor. Okay. Last really, really terrible add-on, as far as I'm aware, is Poison Oak Leaves. This one increases the mending time of survivors by 1.5 seconds, which would have been better if we didn't just get like a sweeping nerf to like mending speeds, at least for the killer end of things. When Tokyo Ghoul released, the killer was too OP, so they intentionally nerfed mending for all killers. No matter what, survivors mend like 2 seconds faster than they used to. So this add-on basically is only making up for a nerf that happened like a few months ago. But even before that nerf, it wasn't like good or anything. Don't get me wrong. Like, but it took longer than it did now to mend. So this add-on felt a little more potent. But nowadays, it feels like nothing. I don't see a point. F, really weak. And the same goes for the barbed wire, which increases mending time by 3.5 seconds. It's over double the previous add-on, but like almost twice as much blood points to spend on the same exact terrible effect. So, yeah, F. But finally, we have a few decent add-ons. Okay, we got chewing tobacco. This one decreases the stun time after a survivor breaks your chain by 0.25 seconds. So down from 2.7 seconds to 2.45, I believe, something like that. Uh, it's not bad, but not really great either. Like the stun duration is already like low enough, but I wouldn't say this add-on is like offensively bad compared to like the rest of Deathslinger's add-ons. Like I would actually take this in a lot of scenarios compared to the other ones where I just would never take them ever. But the main one here is going to be Bayshore's Cigar. This one decreases that stun duration by 0.75 seconds. So down from 2.7 seconds to 0.1 to 1.95 seconds. Like basically 2 seconds. Uh this one is like way too good. I don't know what they were thinking with such an effect, but they kind of just left this in the game and actually made it better than it used to be. Um I don't know, the math on this is just super weird. I don't really know why it's like such a low like stun duration, but yeah, this add-on does a lot for the killer in terms of making like chain breaking like an actual like strategy that you can go for, making it like easier to tunnel and get people out of your way. Honestly, like A for Cigar, like I think it's pretty solid. Uh, because it just gives you another. It basically gives you Stabiffle, like, and we know how good Stabiffle is. It's a Stabiffle add-on for your power, which is not insignificant, especially because like it's Stabiffle in the situation where you injure someone with the power, and in the situation where you just put them in deep wound or you don't do anything. Uh, it's basically like enduring. So it's two like kind of cornball perks in one. So congratulations, Cigar. Your design irritates me, but you get a high ranking. But last purple is going to be Prison Chain. This one increases the time for survivors to break free by 10%, which isn't like a lot. It's not like a big increase or anything, but it really does make a difference when you're actually trying to reel someone like around an obstacle to get a hit. This one will give you hits where you otherwise wouldn't, and that's significant because that down is what matters the most for the killer compared to like just the free hit, which is always going to be free no matter what add-ons you use. Getting the down is a little more important than that. So, oh, not bad. I would say this add-on is strictly like better than Cigar, but like not by much. I would say run one of these two and then like something else, and you're probably chilling. Probably put keys maybe a little higher, but I don't know how much higher to put them to be honest. They're pretty similar. And then Iridescence, both of which kind of meh. You got Iridescent Coin. This one makes it so if you spear a survivor from further than 12 meters away, they will become exposed when you reel them in. Basically giving you an inch down for like a slightly difficult shot, which is like, congratulations. But I don't know why it's 12 meters. Like, I don't know how many of you like have played with this add-on, but you'll realize like 12 meters is not that far of a distance. Um, it's really not. It's quite close, and it's very easy to reel people in from that distance. Whereas before, when it was like a further like a tighter range limit, it was actually a bit more difficult to like successfully get the ints down, even if you did like hit the shot. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. This add-on is like kind of stupid. I would honestly put it like higher than both Cigar and Chain. Maybe higher than Low Pro even. Like I don't know how high I'd put it, but it's really stupid. It like if it works once, it's done its job. Because survivors will tend to like if they're healthy, they'll position themselves much more loosely than they would have if they're injured. Because they're gonna get hit no matter what by the first shot. Like there's nothing they can really do about it because of the way the chain breaking works. So survivors will be more likely to just take like a risk and leave a tile and take a shot from that, like by leaving and exposing themselves. And this add-on just punishes them for doing that by making them go down instantly, which is quite dumb. I don't really know what they were thinking, but you know, it's something. Like on paper, maybe they were just thinking, "Oh, this will reward like really skillful shots," but no, it just kind of makes the killer stupid and harder to play against. So, congratulations for that, I guess. And last one is Hellshire Iron, which is an add-on I do not understand. Uh, when you spear a survivor, you become undetectable, and once they're freed, that undetectable lingers for 10 seconds afterwards. Why? I don't know. I don't really know why I'd want to be undetectable as Slinger, especially like considering how much noise he makes in general. Like when you aim at someone, they get a sound cue. He breathes super loud. His gun when he shoots it makes a super loud like directional sound. So I'm not completely sure what the point is of this. Like maybe it's to make heartbeat reading a little easier or more difficult. My apologies. But I just don't really get it. Like I don't really see anyone use this add-on. I've never really used it in its current state, and I'm just not impressed. So I'm tempted to put it really low, like not an F, but like definitely like a C. Like I don't really know what this add-on is supposed to do. Like the undetectable isn't like that much where I would actually want to like invest into it, but I don't know. Like I guess in the grand scheme of things, just being a Deathslinger with like a free undetectable effect isn't like too bad compared to like the average killer, but it's also like it's an expensive add-on, man. I don't want to use this every game, especially since I need like fucking reload speed or something. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I don't know. But we'll move on. But before we move on, we gotta run ads. So I'm gonna run that ad, and I'm gonna get a drink of water, and we'll be straight into the next killer after that. Needs to be at least 20 seconds. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like if it was something like more potent like that, that would be better. But you have to basically hit like back-to-back shots for that undetectable to matter. And if you're hitting back-to-back shots, people already know where you are. So like it's just a pointless effect. Yeah. Gonna run that 3-minute ad, and then I'll be right back. How do I rotate Dorito here to where he looks correct on the OPS? And okay, so we're on. Oh my god, not fucking Demogorgon. We're on Pyramid Head. I can never remember what to call him. Uh, but this is gonna be a bit odd because he just got like one of the bigger like add-on reworks we've gotten in a while, like next to Freddy. But I would say like maybe this is like a bit early to be pissing on everyone's parade, but a lot of these add-ons are bad, man. Like a lot of these add-ons are straight up like not good. And it's really disappointing that I have to say that, but like, we've waited years and years for Pyramid Head to get like a decent level of add-on variety, but these ones suck. I don't really know. I got some water. Hey Mac. Hello. Hopefully we'll get the Trickster today. It'd be interesting, but if I push myself a little, we could get there. We've been getting through these pretty quick. Got through 2 killers in an hour. That's record. That's record time for me. Um, but this is gonna be really hard to rank because a lot of them are a bit weird. I don't really know how to like describe it, but some of these are just kind of like why? Like they're like why levels of add-ons. So things to keep in mind for the add-on like math here. They increased the duration of the power to like 10 seconds, like total, and I believe also increased the range to 10 meters. So it's pretty easy to do the math on some of these add-ons, thankfully. Cages, when survivors get rescued from them, have like 10 seconds of endurance and haste. There's a lot of tens with this killer. But that does make it easier, but still like makes it kind of obvious like which add-ons are kind of meh and which ones are decent. Happy we got to Trickster. I'll be Bloody Boa S tier add-on. I wish. I run Boa like every game, so I like if it was based on like how often I'd use them, it'd be like super S. Um, well, let's just get into this one. First one we got is Black Strap, which decreases the range of punishment of the damned by 25% and increases the width of the punishment of the damned by 2.5% or 25%, not 2.5%. Yeah. Decreases range 25%, increases width by 25%. Simple enough, basically like unicorn medallion design, give and take by an equal amount and see what's better. Um, I haven't used this enough to say, but like the range decrease doesn't seem like that much, but the width increase seems like it'd be pretty significant in terms of like how much easier and more forgiving it is to land. Because that's kind of my main thing that's always made this killer like a bit hard for me to get into is like the width of the shockwave is like really small. It's actually quite thin and like easy to dodge. So I think making the width like a little more would actually be quite nice and make it like really easy to land. But it's like it's still kind of like mid as fuck because it's just like why would I take a shorter range for like a slight little bit of like making the killer easier? You're also just like you kind of look lame running this. Like to be honest, like with you, it's like you're making the attack easier to hit at the cost of being worse. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem like strictly bad, but like I'm not gonna put it in super F, but I definitely put it like D. I don't think it seems that impressive. Um, and I would probably say the same thing about its equivalent here, which is the lead ring, which increases the range by 25% and decreases the width of the attack by 25%. This one seems like it's meant to be like the better one because of like how much more range you get, but also like like I've used this add-on and I can guarantee you like this shit is like impossible to hit. Like with how small it is, like the with how thin the attack goes, like it's incredibly easy to dodge. Like you don't even have to try. You just like slightly move over and you're out of the attack range and it's a little pathetic. But I would say this is just as bad. Like it can lead to like some like zoning and like animation locks if you time them just right, but like why? I don't I don't get the point of either of these add-ons. Like good for a common add-on to be kind of like interesting to use, like it's different, but also like kind of they're both a little bad. I actually like that. I appreciate that, but it's also just like I don't really want to run either of these to be honest. Um Next one though is gonna be Copper Ring with the little Spider-Man insignia on it. This one increases the duration of the power, how much you can place the trails by 5 seconds. I think this is like really unnecessary to be honest with you. Like you don't need more duration. The 10 seconds is already like super plentiful. You're never going to run out of that like ever. You can spam as much as you want. There's no penalty for taking shots. Like, and there's no penalty for just zoning with the power either. Like, if you don't move, you don't lose your duration at all. So I don't know why you would ever need more duration. That just seems really like bad to me. Like that honestly seems worse than both of the like range ones by like a good amount. I don't really see why you would want that. Like technically, yeah, good, but like it's a stat that doesn't need help. So whatever. And then Dead Butterfly increases the recharge rate of the power by 10%, which I believe equates to like 1 second or maybe like less than that even. I don't really know exactly what the recharge time is. Let me double check. Power recharge rate, uh, 0.25 charges a second. So how much does this increase that to? It takes 40 seconds to recharge your power? Hmm. Okay, I'm not really sure like what exactly that maths out to, but that sounds horrible. Like that sounds even worse. Like the fact that you have like that slow of a recharge time and this one increases it by that little. I don't know exactly what this maths out to be, like whether it's like 10% of 0.25 charges a second or it's like adding like a 1% of like a second. Like I'm not too sure, but yeah, this sounds horrible. I don't really I would need someone to verify, but This sounds like F tier. I'll be honest with you. Like that sounds really bad. Like I said, the duration is already long enough to where like you're really gonna have your power for most of the game anyway, especially since you don't need it to be fully charged like for any reason. Um, but yeah, I don't really get that. That sounds really awful. And speaking of really awful, we got oh, this isn't the one I was thinking of. This one is Spearhead. Okay, this one's actually good. This one makes it so when a survivor is rescued from a cage of atonement, the person who rescued them has their aura revealed for 8 seconds. And they must have thought they were so cute for this. They were like, oh, okay, let's make it so you can go after the person who just saved the person from a cage, and this will discourage the killer from tunneling. But in reality, what happens is you're going to use this add-on, someone's going to get rescued from a cage, and you'll see it on the HUD, and then you'll see the survivor's aura, and if they're healing them, then you just know where both of them are, like for the next 8 seconds, or 10 seconds with Lethal Pursuer even. So this add-on is really disgusting for like just hard tunneling people from cages, like just no mercy, no holds barred type shit. Like you'll just know where they are and can find them, and like even the person who saves them, like they're not gonna have no shoulder the burden, deliverance. Like they're perfectly acceptable as a chase target even as well. So like that info on 2 survivors is like really big. Like no matter what you do with it, you'll probably do something good. So I'm gonna put this like A tier to be quite honest with you. Like I'm surprised by like maybe I'm glazing it a bit, but like honestly, like that's disgusting. Like just it's like Floods of Rage, except like really like hyper specific on the tunnel target and like their rescuer, who might be like just as vulnerable as them. And that's gross. That's nasty. Um, Next up is Forgotten Videotape. Okay, this is the one I was thinking of. That's really bad. This one increases the travel speed of Punishment of the Damned by 10%. So they have a bit of a delay on like how much they spawn. They're like little separate, like they're like 0.1 second between each other or something like that, like something really small. But this one makes it them spawn like faster, which effectively means like they'll get to the longer ranges sooner. It's not gonna make too much of a difference for like the first hit or anything, or like close range hits. But this one sucks. I've seen people go frame by frame with this add-on equipped. It doesn't do anything. It's not a significant boost at all. Like it's a cool idea for a stat to increase, but it's not enough. It's really bad. You literally can't tell the difference. It's really bad. You make 30 and it'd still be dog shit. I don't know about dog shit, but if it was 30, you might at least be able to tell the difference, which might be something. But also like I don't really think you would want to play with stuff like that because it just messes with your like muscle memory a lot. And muscle memory is not something you want to be trifling with because you will get hard locked on such an add-on and won't be able to take it off without like severely messing up your performance. So like it's something, but it's a dangerous add-on to design, and it's really bad. I wouldn't use it. Don't be fooled. Next up, non-copyrighted Princess Music Box. This one decreases the cooldown of Punishment of the Damned by 10%. So down from 2.25 seconds to like basically, let's just say like 2 seconds. Uh, Pretty damn good. Uh, Being able to spam like even faster zone by like using your uh, attack by spawning a hitbox on the floor. That's pretty good. I would say like not like super high tier or anything, but with how spammable his deck already is, like that's pretty good. It's like Huntress cooldown level for sure. I've used it. It feels quite nice, to be honest. Next up though, Wax Doll. This one flat increases the range by 5%. That's a 5% range increase. That's 0.5 meters. That is Nemesis Tentacle Strike buff range. That's insane right now. Okay, no, that's after. Like this is horrible. You, the range they give you base kit is already plenty. You don't need 5% more. Like if you want range, use the other shitty add-ons to make the range even bigger. Like take a risk or something, you know? This add-on just has no purpose. I don't know why it's here. I don't know why it's so little. it should at least be 10 if it's gonna exist. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what they were thinking with that. All right, this one's super fucking weird. This one's leopard print fabric. While using rights of judgment, uh, pallet stuns are 15% shorter. You can't see it, but like I'm smiling into the camera. Like what? Like are they for real right now? Like like 5 years waiting for an add-on rework, and this is what he gets. Like come on, like a 15% faster stun recovery from pallets. You don't get stunned by pallets while playing this killer. Like you zone people into them, and if they drop it, you hit them, and if they don't drop it, you cancel. Like that's it. Why? This is so bad. F super F. It's so ass. All right, that's all the greens though. And we're continuing the trend of getting through these really quick, which I appreciate. I'll take that. Blues are gonna be really weird, because I think it's like two or three like aura reading add-ons here. Um, what's the first one? I can't really tell the difference between these, but I want to make sure I get them right. Okay, this one is Tablet of the Oppressor. This one makes it so while using Rights of Judgment, you become undetectable. Uh, I wouldn't say that's too bad. Like that's like a maximum of like 10 seconds of undetectable, but like I don't know, like if a survivor has like aura reading and you're taking shots, like they won't be able to see it coming. That's gotta count for something, but like I would say that's still really bad. Like it should have had the old effect where if you're on the trail you also get undetectable like as well, maybe, but I don't know, this seems really bad still, like F. It's kind of like Hellshire Iron in a way where it's just like I don't really need that. Like I'm not exactly a stealthy killer, so having stealth doesn't really make sense for me. Next one, what is this? This one is Burning Man painting. Uh, the auras of survivors within 3 meters of your location are revealed to you for 6 seconds. Okay, wait, what? Upon missing a survivor with Punishment of the Damned, you see their aura for 6 seconds. Okay, like why? Why though? Why would I want an add-on that gives me aura reading when I miss? Like just so I can see them teabagging behind the wall? Like wow, thanks. F. I don't really see the point. Like, am I crazy? Like that doesn't seem really good in like any situation. I'd rather just hit them, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but like, eh. I mean, I don't know. Like, how bad could it really be? Like, I mean, you are Pyramid Head, so maybe it doesn't deserve to be an F, but like D at least. Like, that's just so bad of a design. Like, make an add-on to where if you miss your like kind of easy to zone into attack, you get like aura reading for like a decent amount of time to hit your next shot. Like, why? I don't know any other killer who has an add-on like that. That's just so weird. It's not even interesting. But in the similar vein, we've got the Misty Day, Reign of Judgment, which whenever you hit a survivor with Punishment of the Damned, you see their aura for 8 seconds. So this is a similar boat. You see the aura of anyone you hit instead of survivors you miss for a longer time, so it's like more of a reward, but I don't know, like why would I want to see their aura like after I hit them? Like you are usually if you hit a survivor, you're going to see where they're going or hear where they're going or just intuitively know where they're going. Like even if you can't see or hear them. It's like why would I want aura reading? Like especially if you down them. Like this doesn't have any effect on people on the floor cuz they're on the floor. Like you know exactly where they are. So I don't know. Like this just seems really bad. Like I would say definitely better than the Burning Man painting, but like by how much, really? Like I can't really say it's bad, but like it seems just so like out of place of a design. Like, I'd say lower than any of Plague's for sure. Like C, it's something, but like why? Why is it something? I don't want this add-on. Is what I'm getting at. Final painting, uh, which is Valtiel Sect photograph. For each survivor afflicted with torment, your terror radius is decreased by 2 meters. And this add-on is really embarrassing because it's like at most your terror radius is going to be reduced by 8 meters, which is nothing. like just run monitor at that point. Uh, but like on average, your tear radius is only going to be like 2 or like 4 meters smaller. Like how many people are you really going to have afflicted with torment throughout a game? It's not that many. Like they made the amount so small, so it's like, oh, when you get the most benefit, like it's a decent amount, but like you're not always going to get the most like the biggest benefit from this. So I would say honestly, like really, really low. Uh, like you are Pyramid Head at the end of the day. You don't really need add-ons that bad, but like this is bad. Like it's so little of a decrease. Hi Moo. Welcome in. Uh, rating Pyramid Head add-ons. How is you? Uh, next up, Final Blue. We got Mannequin Foot, and this one's actually pretty impressive. Whenever a survivor steps on a torment trail, they become exhausted for 10 seconds, and I believe this like kind of can stack on itself, so if they're somehow losing their exhaustion while stepping on the trail, it's gonna like go back up to 10, like pause a bit. Uh, and this one is not insignificant. Like this one's nice. Um, especially for like zoning people into it so that they don't get like overcome or like a lucky proc of live. Like it's not gonna counter sprint burst, which is like the main one that you want to counter. It's not gonna counter dramaturgy, which is the main one you want to counter. But this will counter like a fair few perks that are just like annoying that you just don't want to get hit by. Like especially live, especially bounce landing. This one can just kind of shut those down. And just, further being exhausted is just kind of annoying. Like you can't have Iron Will. Uh yeah, really really solid add-on. I don't know how high I'd put it, but like what does Cinderella music box do? Cooldown? I'd say it's about the same. How we doing? Pretty good. I just got some water because I started like choking doing the last two killers. I had to figure out how to use the new water machine that we have. So that was fun. Uh, okay, we're moving on to the purples though, which hopefully will have some better ones. But so far, Pyramid Head add-on rework not looking too impressive, which is disappointing. But at least he has add-ons now. Lol. First up, Rust-Colored Egg. Uh, hitting a survivor with Punishment of the Damned recharges your power by 30%. Which is actually like really decent. Like for getting like recharge on like hit, like that's not bad. Like I wasn't sure how much the recharge rate was, but knowing that the recharge takes like 40 seconds to recover, like this isn't too bad. Um, like you'll take this. Like this will do a lot for you throughout the game. Uh, just if you hit like one or two lucky shots at the right time, that can like really do a lot of damage. In terms of how much like torment you can place, how much more you can spam and zone. Like so, this one's not bad. Uh, I don't know how high I'd put it, but I'm looking at maybe like an A tier to be honest. Like maybe not as high as Spearhead because I think Spearhead's kind of insane. Probably move Spearhead above like these two Deathslinger rounds to be honest. Why can't I follow you? I am not sure. The follow button is the heart button if you're not familiar with Twitch. But I don't think I have any restrictions on people following me. If I do, then I'm not sure like what they are because I'm not too familiar with Twitch either. Uh, Next up though, Scarlet Egg, which I believe most people are looking at as like the best add-on right now. But let's evaluate it. Uh, when a survivor is afflicted with torment, they'll spawn torment trails wherever they step for the next 5 seconds. But as a quote downside, you won't see the aura of torment trails anymore, which is like, who cares? Like you don't need to see the auras of torment trails to be honest. Um, it's a nothing downside for a really good effect. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like it's just extra torment trails that like is more killer instinct. It's basically like kind of like Burning Man painting in a way. I'm not sure how much I want to put it like highly, but it's pretty dang good. clicking the button, it is not buttoning. Well, that's odd. Like I'm not sure if I have like shield mode on or anything still. I don't think I do. Doesn't look like I do. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me check my stream on browser. Hello, me. Hmm. Oh, okay. So that's off. And is it now on? Okay. Turn off. Okay. Well, if I had any type of like shield mode on, it should be off now. Uh, Let me address the slow mode really quick. Not really too familiar with Twitch, but I don't mind taking a second to figure everything out. How do I turn the slow mode off? Slow off. Okay, boom. All right, well, hopefully that fixes it, question mark. I'm not really too sure what that does, but hopefully if there was anything blocking it, it should be addressed now. Hold on. Okay, where are we at? Okay, two more purples, two more iridescents. Uh, then we try and move on, see what's next. This one is Lost Memories book. Anyone hit by Punishment of the Damned becomes oblivious for 80 seconds. Why? I don't know. Like, I'm not really too sure why you would want to hit someone to apply oblivious. Like, if this was like when they step on the torment trail, maybe it would be like more significant. But you know, you hit them, you know where they are, they know where you are, roughly for at least a little bit. It doesn't like hurt you. Like, I would definitely say with how long it lasts, it's definitely like pretty decent. But I'm not really too sure what the point is here. Uh, so I would say maybe like around slippers tier, cooldown tier. It's not? Well, damn. I got no idea then. Twitch is just being weird then. What do we got here? And the last one, last purple, Crimson Ceremony book. Anyone you hit with Punish in the Dam becomes mangled and receives hemorrhage for 80 seconds. And like finally, they made an add-on that applies mangled and hemorrhage that doesn't like suck balls. Because it's really easy to apply. Like the Pyramid Head's power is just pretty good. For applying like injuries. Like it's not that hard to hit people with. And most notably, you don't have the typical downside of mangled and hemorrhage add-ons where like you have to like worry about the survivor like spending time on the ground slugged, and then like you have to pick them up and carry them to a hook, and they have to sit on the hook, and then they have to wait to get rescued, and then like by that time the mangled is already gone. No, this add-on is like one of the few that actually consistently provides value because you can just send people to a cage and they'll most likely just spawn like near someone who can instantly rescue them, and then they're going to want to heal because they don't have any anti-tunnel coming off the hook. They don't have no resurgence. They don't have anything like that. So this is one of the few mangled and hemorrhage add-ons that'll actually do something, and that's significant, especially because it actually was blessed with having an 80-second duration, which is like most add-ons are not. Most mangled add-ons are just simply not. That's one's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then there's only two more add-ons. Iridescent Seal of Metatron. This one decreases your default range by 50%, and the longer you spend creating trails will increase your range slowly up to a maximum of 200%. And this will reset every time you hit someone. Bit memey. You don't really need that long of a range. It's not even really going to like surprise anyone. Like there's very few times you're gonna hit someone from that range. But there is one notable exception, which I've actually been the victim of at least once, which is when you see a survivor running to a cage, and you can just sit there and hold it. Like, what are they gonna do? Save them? Uh, you can hit them. You can do that zoning for the cage rescue from so far away that it actually becomes so much more lethal. You hit the unhooker, they might go down, they might get injured. The person who gets out of the cage is going to lose their endurance and have to run away, and then they have like literally nothing else because that endurance was basically all they get. Uh, and that's not insignificant. Like that's a really good effect. I don't know how high I'd rank it, but like at least like A tier. I would say low A. It's like at least it's a little memey, but like I said, like that range is pretty significant for at least that one specific scenario, which his power creates by itself. And last one, Iridescent Goblet. This one increases the cooldown time of Punishment the Damned by 20%, but makes it so it can break pallets and walls on contact. And this one's good. This is like actually like power creeping the Nemesis 1 year prior to its release. Because now your power can hit survivors and break pallets at the same time, which is not something I don't think any other killer can do with their like power. It's I think this is the only power with this add-on that can break pallets and hit at the same time. And that's pretty good. I don't know how high to rank it exactly, but this one's legitimately pretty dangerous. I would say probably not above the mangled, maybe above the mangled add-on. Above heavy panting though? Probably not. Like that one's pretty dangerous. Like the fact that he actually has good iridescence now is like crazy because they were so useless for so long. And we're kind of seeing like A tier and S tiers mostly purples and pinks. So maybe that means this game truly is balanced. You know what I mean? Hi, Fiction. Welcome. Congratulations on not cheating at Wordle. Your cooperation with the game is very appreciated. Alright, now I'm not sure if we should move on to Talbot or if we should cap off the 4th-year anniversary. We haven't reached the new killers yet. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. Like we're still in like the dark ages. I was thinking, because Pyanya so humbly requested first that maybe we could break order just for them. Because I'd never done this before for like redeems for the tier list, but I don't really see a reason why we can't break order a bit. So maybe for claiming first, we'll skip order for now and move on to the Onryo. Now, what an interesting killer she is, because, she's pretty modern, and she's been reworked quite a few times, but she's still very confusing and very bad. Wait, she does the jump scare here? Why? Why would you need to do that? Now it's going to be, like, really inconvenient to move her around. And honestly, like, one of the more disappointing killers in this game, like, I was really excited because they announced her early, and I thought that would mean, like, she would actually be, like, really interesting, kind of a big deal. No, she sucks. She's boring. Pretty much always has been. And I kind of hate to say that, but it's kind of how I feel, to be honest. Yeah, I have to scroll down a bit for her add-ons, but that's all right. Just means we have less to do later. First one for the Sadako killer is going to be Cabin Sign. This one decreases the cooldown of TVs after you project to them by 4.5 seconds, so essentially 10%. Uh, not bad, not bad, not offensive. More frequently able to teleport between TVs, always good. Um, but better than that is keeping TVs off. One of the main things that you want to do to counter Sadako is to just kind of always have a tape on hand. Like, sure, it'll kind of get rid of your item, but like, don't be greedy because you need a tape. If you don't have a tape, you're kind of getting screwed. And I think having TVs off for longer is actually better uh, than having them up more quickly or more frequently to teleport to. And the reason for that is because as long as the TV is off, a survivor cannot grab a tape from it. They have to grab a tape from a TV that's on. I don't know why they have to grab a tape from a TV that's on, but because of that, if you're spamming teleports a lot, and survivors are going to be the survivors with tapes are going to be like passively running around and turning them off as well. This can really mess people up by screwing anyone who doesn't have a tape out of getting one in the future when they need it. So basically, like what I'm trying to get at is having add-ons to make the TVs turn back on faster kind of sucks. I don't really know why. Like I don't really know why that's how they designed her, but it's just kind of how it is. Like you don't want people to have more access to TVs. Um, sure, as long as the TVs are on, they're susceptible to projection, but the TVs are like 2 inches from generators. Like there's no reason not to turn them off, you know? So as long as people are on gens, like they're gonna have the TVs off anyway, so might as well just keep them off and make it so the people that you do actually teleport to can't get rid of their condemned as easily. So yeah, not like horrible or anything. Like it's not offensively bad, but like I don't know. That was a long spiel, but like it's kind of pertinent because there's two of these add-ons, I believe. In the same vein is gonna be the Wellstone. Where's that at? Where are you, Sadako? This is the Wellstone. Okay. This is the time it takes for TVs to turn back on. Uh, after a survivor turns them off by 7 seconds. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, the wiki says it wrong. I'm pretty sure this is after survivors turn them off. It's reduced by 7 seconds. It's not when it's using protection again. So similar vein, like I mean, technically good, but like I think you would rather just have the TVs off. You know, why don't we check? I don't want to be wrong because that would be really inconvenient and make me look stupid. So let's check really quick. Because I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I don't know. Wouldn't hurt. Decreases the time it takes for a TV to turn on after being turned off by a survivor. Okay, I'm absolutely correct. I don't know why the wiki is wrong, but when are they right? Let's be honest. They're pretty much always getting stuff wrong for no reason. Okay, so yeah, Wellstone just as bad for a similar reason. Don't use it. You don't really need cooldown add-ons, but you know if you can use them, go for it. I mean, it's not gonna hurt too much, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not really that optimal. All right, next up though, where are you at? We got videotape copy. This is the big one. This one increases the radius around TVs where survivors will gain condemned by 2 meters. So up from 18, I believe, to 20 around each TV. And this one's nasty. This one kind of makes the killer function a bit strangely because like TVs with this without this add-on don't usually overlap that much. But with this one, they actually can quite significantly. So you might actually be able to get like a couple twofers in like interesting ways because of the way they overlap. You'll cover more distance, cover a lot more of the map, and sometimes since the TVs will overlap, you can actually turn one off, and then a survivor will still be within the range of a TV to let you teleport and gain condemned again, which is quite nice. Uh, I'm not sure how highly I want to rank it considering just how kind of bad Sadako is, but I would say definitely around like Bloody Coil level, probably. Pretty nice. Alright, now we're down to Mother's Mirror. which increases the duration of the flickering after you manifest by 2 seconds. I don't know how long it lasts by default. I think it's only like 3 seconds or so. But notably, this doesn't increase the actual duration of the invisibility, just the duration of that flickering effect. Uh, and this one I think kind of sucks. I don't really think having that for longer really does much of anything. Uh, so I don't know. I would say like F. Uh, I think that's pretty safe, especially considering how low tier the killer already kind of is. I wouldn't use it. It doesn't seem worthy of investing into. Uh, but quickly moving on, old newspaper, which increases the duration of your full invisibility after manifesting by 33%. And this one's the big one. Okay. This and Watch are very similar in terms of like how much you can mind game with them. Uh, this one's for a lower like duration of time because it's right after you manifest, but it is while you're able to attack, which is significant because it means you can actually walk like a decent amount of distance around a loop and hit survivors. Like correct, like if I'm correct. But the problem with these two add-ons is they almost never work correctly. I believe Reiko's watch had a duration bug for like 2 years that no one noticed about, and then it got fixed, and then it got broken again, as far as I'm aware. So I'm not tempted to rate these too highly, but I would rank them like above the average add-on for sure, like higher than like shock therapy range, maybe not higher than workshop grease. Yeah, I'd put it around break. Same thing with Reiko's watch. We'll just put that around the same spot because I think they both essentially kind of do the same thing, but uh, the newspaper is like strictly worse. All right, we're on the green. All right, gotta. It's really hard to keep track of like where all the add-ons are, with how many like colors are on my screen. This one is sea-soaked cloth. Survivors who are within 8 meters of power TVs suffer from blindness, and this lingers for 7 seconds after turning a TV off. Who cares? I don't really know why you'd want just run Mindbreaker, to be honest. Like I don't like Mindbreaker, but like this is essentially just Mindbreaker, but worse. You don't get the exhausted. It's just the worthless blindness effect. Like this is honestly F. Like I'm not even gonna really like sugarcoat that one. There's no reason to use that. Next up, clump of hair. Reduces the threshold for full invisibility while demanifested by 6 meters. So I believe the default range at which you're visible is 24 meters, so this decreases it to 18, as far as I'm aware. And this doesn't really have any significant impact on games. That invisibility does not matter at all. Like people are gonna know roughly where you are anyway, so I don't really see a point. That's like super F. Not super F tier, but it's definitely going into the F tier. And green one, Yoichi mentioned. This is Yoichi's fishing net, which causes survivors to receive blindness after acquiring at least 4 stacks of condemned. So whenever they have 4 or more stacks of condemned, they're just permanently blind. Again, who cares? Uh, 4 condemned stacks is a lot to have like on hand without like already having a tape, but like just it's blindness. Like it doesn't do anything. Like it's just kind of mean. Like you turn off like some of the most harmless perks survivors have. You turn off like some of the most harmless items survivors have, which are like maps and keys. But like why? After such a strict like requirement, why commit to blindness? Like why? I just don't understand what the status effect is doing in the game still. um yeah, this is pretty bad. This is like even worse than the fucking sea soaked cloth, to be honest. Like, because this is just going to take forever to apply, and then when it does apply, it's not really going to do anything for you. F. Okay, but we'll just speedrun the rest of these. Rickety pinwheel. Survivors become oblivious within 8 meters of a TV, and it lingers for 7 seconds afterward. No one cares. You're a stealth killer. The oblivious isn't really going to, like, really deter people from your presence. This is really bad. You don't need this. Well water increases the duration of undetectable after manifesting for 2 seconds. Uh, if anyone ever wanted like 2 extra seconds of undetectable, here you go. For everyone else who's like normal, this add-on sucks. Like honestly, just super F. Like you don't need 2 more seconds of undetectable. Like especially after manifesting, which is one of the most loud actions you can do in the game. It's no matter basically whether you're like close to survivors or far away, they're gonna know that you're manifesting. So the 2 seconds isn't really going to help ever. You're not gonna sneak up on anyone. I don't know what the point is. This kill has been reworked too many times for this add-on to still be here. Mother's Comb highlights the auras of all turned off TVs in yellow and causes TVs to trigger a loud noise notification when they're turned off. It doesn't necessarily give you info you don't already have, but it is nice to just know exactly when survivors are turning TVs off and where. This will kind of teach you how like good survivors think against the Sadako, and kind of how to make a move around it. But overall, I don't know how if I'd rank that super highly, like, because like I said, it's not technically stuff you don't already know by just looking around and seeing your TVs are turned off, right? But it's still nice. So I would probably like for an average player, put this in like high D, like which is it's not insignificant. You know what I mean? Um, pretty solid, but like not technically like a great add-on. Um, we'll do Bloody Fingernails last for the blues because I think it actually has like more of a impact on an average game. Ring drawing though causes when you hook a survivor who's carrying a VHS tape, all other survivors gain a condemned stack, which is such a neat effect for an add-on, but like it's kind of weak though. I don't really know why you'd want to use this. This is how her power worked at one point. This was just like base kit for her, but then they removed it. So now like it's an add-on slot, I guess. Um it's cool, but like it's not threatening enough. Like if it was like all of the survivors getting condemned stack that's locked in, maybe that would be something, but like this is just another like disposable condemned stack uh that would this is not gonna do anything. Miss the artist add-ons? No Vic. We're doing a redeem because someone was first and they wanted the Onryo. Uh so yeah, ring drawing not really threatening, pretty harmless, but nice, technically. It's just kind of free value, but is that really saying much on Sadako? And then Bloody Fingernails is like one of the only significant add-ons Sadako has. This one increases the speed boost after using projection by 50%, which I believe translates to like an extra 1.5 seconds of like speed. Or no, I believe it's 1 second. So you get 3 seconds with this add-on, I think. And this ain't bad. This one actually makes teleporting like really lethal. Especially if you have a TV close to like a really annoying loop, you can just kind of blitz past the whole thing, and if they run away, like you're just gonna catch up to them anyway. So pretty decent. It kind of forces pallet drops a lot, like earlier than people would expect, and gets hits that otherwise wouldn't have landed. Which that's pretty good. I don't know how I'd put it, but I would say there's no reason not to run this add-on on Sadako. So I'd say like low B, like Demogorgon tier add-on. Lasts for so long. It's like Wraith like super lunge after teleporting to a TV, which is cool. I think more killers should have that, to be honest. Right, where are we at? Where are we at with the Sadako? We're at the purples. Okay. These ones are all weird. I don't really see anyone use these and get any value from them. Um, Start with tape editing deck. All survivors start the trial with a VHS tape, and all survivors must bring that VHS tape to the farthest TV from their location. And the auras of all survivors inserting a VHS to the TV are revealed to you for 6 seconds. Is this add-on good? Because the way I look at it, this add-on seems kind of trash. Like, you just give everyone a tape, which is what they want, like anyway, and then that's kind of it. Like you just start by giving the survivors a massive buff, uh, where they don't have to even turn the TVs off, or real sense more useful than the actual effect. And yeah, and it's like attached to like such a nerf. Like it sounds like the main effect is like actually a downside for the shitty aura reading effect. Like why? I don't really understand this. Um, I don't, like this add-on sounds like so awful. I don't. I think people maybe say it can get some value, but like, can it? If it can get value, then I don't know what it is. I'll give it like 5 seconds for anyone to make a case for this add-on if they have it. Otherwise, I'm putting it in like super F, to be honest. All right, none of y'all got anything? Okay, well, oh, no one's gonna be have any objections to me putting it in super F because wow, that sounds horrible. Like Vic said, the aura reading sounds more useful than the main effect, and the main effect is just terrible for you. Like you just start the game and everyone has tape, so they're fine. Like they don't even have to turn any TVs off. All right, where are we at now? This one is telephone. Whenever you manifest within 7 meters of a survivor, they become hindered by 3% for 3 seconds. This is nothing. I don't think anyone's like manifested as this killer and been like, oh my god, huge telephone value. This add-on sucks. That doesn't do anything. That's super F. Not. I need to stop conflating F and super F. Like I'm trying to say like it's most definitely going in F tier, not it's in super F. All right, you know what I mean? And then next up, VCR. This is the one I see people use a lot, but this one sucks so bad. Um, this one makes it so whenever you project, all TVs play the projection effect at the same time. And the idea here is like, oh my god, they're not gonna know which one you're teleporting to, except they know exactly which one you're teleporting to because the sound effect is different. And Sadako will not be popping out of the TV if she's not actually teleporting to it. So this add-on literally doesn't do anything, but kind of just makes an annoying sound for people near TVs. Like that's it. It sounds horrible. It doesn't even like stop people off gens for like a second. This one's super F. This one sucks. It's expensive, high rarity, uh, awful. I don't see the point. It actually just doesn't do anything. All right, final one. Distorted photo. Whenever you manifest within 16 meters of a survivor, they scream and have their aura revealed for 4 seconds. And this one ain't bad. This one ain't bad. Finally, like you got a purple Addon for Sadako that isn't like F tier or super F. This one ain't bad. This is just free aura reading, free info on people like lurking around nearby. You might just randomly find them, which is not insignificant. This is only countered by Calm Spirit, and if people have Calm Spirit, then they'll still have their aura revealed. So you need Calm Spirit and Distortion to counter this add-on. And it's not like it's a particularly amazing effect or anything, but like it is nice. So I'd at least put that like C tier or something. Like that ain't bad at all. Maybe not like that high, but it's something. All right, getting the final two for Sadako: iridescent videotape and remote control. Now we'll start with remote control. This one makes it so whenever you project to a TV, all survivors within 12 meters of any active TV have their aura revealed for 7 seconds. And this one's nuts. This one's like free info. When you're gonna want to teleport at the start of the game anyway, just to turn the TV off and you know, maybe apply some condemned. But the fact that you'll see the aura of anyone near a TV and what they're doing means you can actually just immediately demanifest again and teleport to wherever you see them again, and then either start chase and you're applying a condemn stack, keep them off the TVs. What do you mean someone has 20 dear dollars? Been stacking them up. Hi, Curve. Yeah, remote control though, probably like her best add-on. Like if you can afford to run this every game, you probably should. Um, but I don't know how much that's gonna really do for you, but it's something. And then there's iridescent videotape. Projection no longer turns off TVs, but also no longer applies any condemned. And then this also increases the time for TVs to turn back on when survivors turn them off by 20%. Does anyone know what the point of this add-on is? Because I don't. This add-on is horrible. Like you literally can't apply condemn to people unless they run around turning all the TVs off, and then they're in full control of the effect. Like there's no possibility of someone getting fully condemned as long as you have this add-on. They might as well just turn the status effect off. Um, yeah. Is the TP spam add-on? Yes, it is. Would you rather have okay, chat? Would you rather have unlimited teleports and no condemned, or unlimited condemned and no teleports? And if I see anyone say unlimited teleports, no condemned, you're all going in super F tier, okay? This add-on sucks. I literally like I've tried making it work. I've seen Sadako players try and make this work with like gen kick builds and stuff before those were like super nerfed. Like this add-on sucks. It has no purpose. I don't get the idea. I'd rather play Springtrap or Xeno, right? Like it, it's not even a good teleport. Like Sadako's teleport is just not good. Just having access to it like unlimited at the cost of having basically no main power, that sucks ass. I don't want that. But with that, we've got an ad break coming up. So I'm gonna let that run its course, and I'll see you all who are unsubscribed in 3 minutes. But for the rest of you who are subscribed, I'll be right here. We'll be chatting it up. I find after Pyramid Head released, it was the era of add-on strength and consistency. Up to like, I don't know, Dredge. Yeah, like I was kind of looking at the tier list today when I started, because we started with Oni, I believe. And then it's like Oni, Deathslinger, Pyramid Head, uh Pinhead, no, Blight, and then Twins, and then Trickster, and then Nemesis, and then Pinhead, and then Artist, and then Sadako, and then Dredge, and then like up until Wesker, like man, we really did not have shit for add-ons. Like those killers add-ons all suck, like so bad. Like aside from Blight being like really good and having like a few like hard stuck add-ons, like most of his add-ons suck. I'll be honest. And that's just so tough. Like the F tier and the super F tier are gonna be eating good tonight because we got a lot of slop to get through, and it's gonna be a long time. Like we might never actually see the S and A tier like really fill up. Maybe A tier, but S tier, I don't think we're gonna see that many more S tier add-ons ever again. It's gonna be like probably a few from Blight, and that's about it. Twins maybe actually. Kaneki Mask pre-nerf would be S or A. I think Kaneki Mask is still like S, to be honest. Gonna see so much slop after track. Not looking forward to it. What the hell was that song? I forgot I added the entirety of Undertale and Deltarune soundtrack to my playlist, which is a bit confusing when you get a song that's not really meant to be listened to. Alright, where we at on the sad break? Pardon me again. Wow. Can we get Sadako off the screen, bro? She's too scary. She's jump scaring the whole chat, bro. Alright. You know what? I'll try my best today to get to Trickster. So we'll have Talbot ready once the ad break is over and everyone's back in. I'm probably gonna just try and blitz through Blight because I think most people kind of get the gist of like his power level. Can we get egg add-ons for Sadako? Can we get an egg add-on for every killer? Like, even though it doesn't make sense. Like, forget iridescent add-ons. We need like eggs and Labubus. We need Labubu add-ons. Alright, chat, we're back from our ad break. You didn't hear what I just said. But we're getting into Talbot. And we're gonna try and speed through this a little bit quickly. Because I don't really think there's that much to say about Blight add-ons. Like, I think most people get the idea. Let me pull this stuff up. Jeez, I just going through the wiki is such a bad experience. I see a long message. Let's get through this. Something about Labubu add-ons. Nope, you didn't hear that. You have Pyramid Head, useless add-ons, Blight, which had debatably the best add-on kit in the game. Then you have Twins, which was very mid add-ons. Trickster had super useful add-ons. Nemesis had very useless add-ons. Pinhead had great add-ons. Does he? And then Sadako's add-ons were ranging from stupid good to useless. Drudge and Artist add-ons make them not feel like shit to play. Twins after Blight or Trickster? Twins is after Blight. So it'll be Blight, then Twins, then Trickster. I don't know, like I would say Pinhead, like aside from a few outliers, has like some really horrible add-ons. Like same goes for Artist. Like most of her add-ons are kind of mid. Like her Artist good add-ons are mid, and then like the rest of her add-ons are actually like detrimental dog shit. Oh, you know what would be interesting? I don't think I have it on here, but like, should I try and rank the Blighted Serum as well? Because like I think this add-on is specifically for Blight. It just gives you a sixth rush, which is the only like genuine like time where the add-on is actually like objectively good on any killer. It's on Blight. I don't have it on here. I can't like really quickly pull it up or anything either, but like it'd be interesting to try and put that there. We get more dash slop add-ons. Well, we got plenty coming right up. I wish we could have ranked Clown, because then he definitely has dash slop add-ons, but sigh emoji. Killer's getting reworked again because behavior can't for the life of them make a killer rework that doesn't immediately get reverted, so what can you do? First up, we got Foxglove. Decreases the duration of fatigue by a quarter second. No one gaff. I don't really see anyone legitimately use these add-ons. They're not technically bad. But like fatigue duration, not impressive. However, Cankerthorn, which is similar vein, it's a green variant of the same add-on, decreases the fatigue by half a second, and that's a lot. That's a lot. This one takes your fatigue down to 2 seconds on missed rushes, I believe. And I don't think it does anything for successful hits. I don't think either of them do, but that ain't too bad. Um, Definitely better, but like how much better really could it be? Uh, Hard to say, but I don't think they have that much impact on an actual game of Blight, aside from just feeling good every now and then. But I don't know. If you're wholesome, it's something to consider. Placebo tablet decreases rush movement speed by 15%, uh, for the purpose of increasing your blood points by 100% for all deviousness score events. Um, wow, what can I say? This is one of the worst meme add-ons in the game because that speed decrease is so goddamn much. It's like 15% doesn't sound like a lot, but like imagine like you're a survivor and you get hit by forced hezi. That's a 20% hinder. You get hit by a clown bottle, that's 15%. You get hit with the champion alight as killer, that's 20% too. This add-on's horrible. This makes you move so fucking slow that you basically start moving like Oni speed, and that's like they're supposed to be like, you know, heads and tails apart, but this add-on sucks. Yeah, this is actually horrible. Like not even like in a funny way. Like it's not even like fun to use. Like I used to use like placebo tablet adren vial when that shit locked your camera turn rate like in a straight line. And it was not fun. It was actually miserable. But yeah, that add-on's horrible. Like, but what else is there to say? It's really bad. Now, chipped monocle, however, is actually insanely good. This one makes it so you get like the world's largest crosshair on wherever you slam or are going to slam. Okay, next up we have Compound 7, which makes it so you automatically face any the nearest survivor within 16 meters of your location after a slam. Notably, it does check for LOS. It will not lock onto people through walls. So it's basically just kind of like a tap M2 simulator if you're kind of near like the survivor. Um, it's really, really hard to rank this because like I think this kind of just takes away from your control a bit in a way that's uncomfortable and not really worth equipping. I don't know what the concept is here, but I would say honestly Super F. Like this is like three add-ons that literally have no effect on your power aside from like being basically cosmetic or just like not like actually any statistical buffs. They're just weird. But we're moving straight into the greens, uh, which are hopefully a bit more interesting. We'll start with the like shittiest one first. To be honest, let's do Pustula Dust. This one increases the duration of the slam window by 0.75 seconds, so you can kind of linger and readjust your next rush after hitting a wall for that much longer. I don't know why you'd want to use this. This one makes it take longer to manually enter fatigue by like a long time. Uh, and there's no real reason for you to do that. Like you move so slow, you're basically immobile. So ideally, the best play most of the time with your slam is to just instantly rush again. There's no amount like you can move that's going to make a difference. So sitting around in that for longer is actually just bad. So I would put it in Super F. Like in the situations where it's good, it's kind of like whatever. You'd get more like benefit from running something else, to be honest. Maybe it'll cheese you like a hit once in a while, but that's about it. And then Rose Tonic is basically the same thing. Blue add-on right here, skinny little thing. Increases the duration by 1 second. No one moved. Like this one's actually somehow worse, despite being higher rarity. So where did I put the other one? Where did I put the other one that he had? Oh, Pustula Dust. Here we go. It's strictly worse. You don't need to be in your slam window that long ever. So I don't know why they made two of them. I don't know why they made them so long. I don't know why they made the one that gives a longer duration higher rarity, but there's a lot of questions. Okay. Next one we'll do is Plague Bile, which increases your turn rate during rushes by 10%. I don't really think you need I don't really think you need, to be honest, turn rate as Blight. Uh which makes it even more confusing that there's two of these. And they're right next to each other, I think, actually. No, they're not. Okay. Double checking. Uh Not technically bad, but it's just you don't really need to turn that much as Blight. Like it's nice when it works well, but it's so unnecessary. So I'll put it like D, like higher D than most of these. Yeah, not higher D than the Plague add-ons though. Funnily enough, considering it is a plague, it's like named after plague. I don't think I'd put it higher than that. And the next one in the same vein is going to be Umbra Salts, which increases your turn rate by 15%. This probably isn't even like a noticeable enough difference from the first one, but you can double them, I guess, which probably makes them better. But I don't know, man. Like the turning base kit is plenty enough to where I don't think you actually need this effect. You can already curve well while hitting. You can just use one of your 5 rushes to move to a better position. Yeah, like the turn rate is already like plenty enough, especially for like pre-turning and like lunging. Like you get so much coverage. This is kind of why I think a Dread Vial would be like a cooler way to design Blight, because being faster, having more rushes, bump logic being more rewarded, and like having to actually aim them more accurately, uh, while only getting turn rate for like that important moment after like you want to swing. That's cool. But we'll move on. We'll move on. Uh, on to Blighted Rat. This one makes it so each rush you do increases your movement speed by 2%. Um, like so it stacks up to, since you have 5 rushes base kit, around 10% by the last one, and 14% if you have a Drun Vial, 12% if you have the, what you call it, the serum. You get the gist. You get the gist. Pretty good. Pretty good. Uh, Not really great anymore. Like, I would not be running like Blighted Rat these days. Like, so I would say like really low B. But the problem is like the Blighted Rat is just too little of a increase nowadays to really be worth running. But that doesn't make it bad. No, I'd actually rate it higher. I'd rate it like low A. Okay, so we'll do low A for Rat. I definitely think I was a little unjustified putting it so low in B, but Rat is just not that much anymore. It ain't what it used to be. Um, but it is still like among his best add-ons, because the next one is gonna be Blighted Crow, which is the same thing, but it's 3% each. So up to a maximum of like 15% base kit, etc., extra speed. And this is what's significant. That extra speed will stack up a lot more than the rat will in a quicker amount of time, and that's what makes it S tier. That it's so much more of an increase. Um, Even though it doesn't look like that much on paper, this is what kind of makes rat good. This is why people run double speed. It's because when you combine them, they're a lot, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That rat is like a bad add-on its own when you can combine it with Crow to make it like really insane. But yeah, Crow does a lot more than Rat will ever do on its own. Rat and Crow being 10% when combined was crazy. Yeah, that was unreasonable. I genuinely did not like double speed back in the day, because like honestly, the speed you got with both of them before was unreactable. It actually made Blight just have very little to no counterplay unless you were like hard, like always positioning like perfect. In which case you would then just get like the pallet broken and then you would get rushed. So whatever. I don't really know what to think about this add-ons design wise. They're boring, but not really. I think they're good design. I think encouraging Blight players to use more of their rushes is good. But the fact that like this add-on used to do so much within like the first 2 or 3 was so stupid. I almost wouldn't mind Crow and Rat being like tied to like your last 3 rushes instead of like the first 2 as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like encouraging Blight players to go for more rushes so they have like a longer cooldown is pretty significant, and like rewarding them for it with more speed is a good design for the base kit. I don't really like these as add-ons, but I'm not offended by them either. Um, like I'm pretty much fine seeing a Blight with speed, because at least it's not, something else more cringe like shredded notes. Shredded Notes decreases the recharge time of each token by 0.33 seconds. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that stacks up when you have five. Uh, so if you get like full cooldown on all five tokens, this will add up to 1.66 seconds saved, which is not insignificant. That's like saving a whole rush token's worth of recharge time. And anything lower than that, like your power is just always going to be recharged like instantly. Like by the time you fatigue and break a pallet, your power's back, and that's crazy shit. This add-on is unironically S tier as well. To be honest, I'm not sure. Like I would say this is probably higher S tier than like Cherry Blossom, but we'll see how much more like S tier it gets. But yeah, Shredded Notes is absolutely absurdly busted. I don't know why it's still in the game the way it is. I don't know why they removed the downside it had, because it having a downside actually made it pretty healthy. But whatever. I guess Blight just gets to do everything and have like good add-ons that don't punish you. But no one else does. Let's go back down and see where we're at. Okay, we got through like most of the blues and everything else pretty quickly. So let's keep the train going. Uh, what the hell? No, I don't want to stream Gears of War. Why are you giving me a notification for that? Thank you, Twitch. Uh, Compound 21. Uh, whenever you bump, uh, whenever you slam into a wall, all survivors within 8 meters are revealed to you for 3.5 seconds. This add-on is so stupid. It's basically just free pings on like every survivor's location, um, in a short range, especially because it'll reveal them with a status effect, even if they're in lockers and stuff. This sounds so stupid. Like it kind of plays the character for you, especially if you already have like Crow. You, I don't know. Blight add-ons, man. It used to be 16 as well. Yeah, I think it was the iridescent that was 16-meter aura reading on like PTB. It was like aura reading and then also something else. It had another downside. Oh yeah, it was it was this add-on. It was Compound 33 on PTV had this add-on's effect, like the 16-meter aura reading for 5 seconds, and then you also just had blighted rat or something like attached to it. It was so stupid. Um, yeah, this one's just dumb. Plays the character for you. Like you can't outplay a blight who has Compound 21 because they just know where you are. They'll know exactly where to rush to next. And they have a lot of rushes. They have a lot of speed. I don't know. It's dumb. I don't know why they ever thought this was a good idea, but let's give like one of the best characters in the game aura reading. Surely nothing will go wrong. And then last blue add-on is Adren Vial. And I might be giving a bit of a hot take on Adren Vial. I'm not like a huge Blight player. Like I don't have like a super high mastery level of the killer, but I don't know. So I don't know if this is a hot take. I'm not like deep into the Blight sphere or anything. Uh, but this add-on does a lot. This one increases your available rushes by 2, so up from 5 to 7. This one increases your movement speed by 5% for each rush. Not like consecutively the same way Rat does, but just a flat 5% extra speed. It increases your look angle during a rush by 20 degrees. So you can effectively turn more without actually you can turn your camera more and swing from further without actually like moving the character more, like steering, because the add-on also decreases your turn rate by 0.5 degrees per second, which I don't know what exactly that maths out to. Like, I would say that's like 40% less turning, or like 50-60% less, something like that. I don't know how exactly it is, but it's a lot. You really can't turn that much with it. What the hell is this? Okay, big shot. You're distracting me from my point here. Okay, so it does a lot. You get a bigger look angle, more rushes, faster speed, at the cost of lower turning, which the extra rushes make up for because you have more chances to bump. The extra speed makes up for because you'll get where you're going faster. The look angle certainly makes up for because you can actually lunge at like a fucking 110-degree angle. Like it's actually crazy how much this add-on does. And I would say it's honestly like still one of the best add-ons in the game, and I would say it's one of Blight's best add-ons. Like I would say better than Carburetor, to be honest. Um, the cooldown is so horrible. Shredded notes is needed. Yeah, but you don't need to use all seven. Like if you hit someone in five, you still get the regular cooldown. It's just if you hit like someone with all seven rushes, like that's pretty significant. And like an extra 4 seconds, that really doesn't do that much. It doesn't hurt that bad. But yeah, this add-on does a lot. I don't know, like I might be giving too hot of a take and putting it this high, like compared to every other add-on he has, but it's genuinely like in my experience, it's like his best add-on almost certainly. Like I get so much value from the being able to swing as far as you can with this add-on, how many rushes you get from it, and how much speed you get from it. It actually makes Blighted Crow a better add-on because you get more speed than you would have like without. It's like absurd. Um, I will say like I'm really glad it doesn't still have the recharge increase that it used to because it actually made like recharge time instant as well, which was nuts. But yeah, they basically it's the same add-on as it used to be, just less speed, no recharge, but like that's fine. It's still a lot for just one humble blue add-on, you know? We'll move on uh to Vigo's Journal, which is one of the only add-ons that has remained untouched for this entire killer's existence. Grants the undetectable status effect during a rush. Not great for Blight specifically. Um, like he definitely has better options, but really good in the grand scheme of the game. Being super mobile and then also just having free undetectable every time you use that mobility, that's pretty nuts. Like I would say that's A tier at least. Maybe move right up a bit. Like, geez, like I can't really imagine how they got away with this, and it actually works, but it's pretty solid. Just how much you can run around with basically no TR, get really close to people before they notice you. Uh, I don't know. Like it's really stupid because like I don't think this necessarily makes you like a better Blight player for using, but it's still really stupid of an effect. Hit someone while undetectable archives. Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you have a challenge to be stealthy, like there's probably no better candidate. You just throw this add-on on. Blight's TR is 40 meters, so now Vigo's grants more value. Yeah, it's actually kind of aged pretty well compared to before, because like the whole thing with increasing his TR was to like make sure his mobility was balanced out by having more like being easier to read his heartbeat and know where he is, and so this add-on just immediately takes that away, which is nice. And these two are weird. I don't know how to rank these, so if someone could help me out, I'd appreciate it. We got Soul Chemical and Summoning Stone, which increase the speed of your first rush by 5% and increase the duration of your first rush by half a second, respectively. I think these add-ons suck ass, but I hear a lot of praise for them. So does anyone know if these add-ons are actually good or if it's just like a gaslight? Like I don't really see like any praise for Summoning Stone, but I definitely see a lot of praise for Soul Chemical. Sounds like it's only good for Brutal Blight. I mean, pretty much. But it's like so little too. I don't know. Like it's hard for me to rank. But I'll do Summoning Stone because I'm pretty sure like I can comfortably say this add-on sucks ass. Half a second of extra duration is really not going to break the bank. But I mean it's Blight, so it's not like it hurts either, so probably better than like all these add-ons. Like C at least. And then we'll do Soul Chemical mid B. I could actually see that. Yeah, probably better than Feather, like Slippers. So I don't know. Like the 5% speed definitely seems like it makes a difference, but the half a second duration is just not doing enough. Run Alchering into Turn Value, just running better versions of these add-ons. Yeah, because like that's why Alchering or so what is this add-on called? Fucking hell, Adrenaline Vial. That's why I put it so high, because you just get permanent 5% speed. And then you have Crow as well to just give you 3% more speed every rush, up to like a crazy amount. So that's nuts. Um, yeah, we'll move on. Last purple alchemist ring. Speaking of, this one increases rush duration by 20% for each consecutive rush, which is up to double duration, which is a 6-second rush on your final one. This one's nuts. I don't know how this one's allowed, but this one just lets you travel so much damn further than you otherwise would be able to. I don't know why it's so much of an increase. Like 20% each is so much. Um, I so like your last rush is kind of just impossible to outrun. Like you have infinite mobility with this add-on basically. There's no map I don't think you're unable to like get completely around and go through all the gens with. Alchering went from a stupid good add-on to a slightly worse stupid good add-on. Alchering went from a insanely broken concept for an add-on that was power crept by like everything else the killer had to an add-on that's like just about as good as it was before, but it has like no other competition. So I definitely want to put it like high A. Like there's better options, but not many. And then there's the weird ones. We'll do Compound 33 because I'm pretty comfortable calling this add-on awful. This one caps your rush amount at 5, which means if unless you're running a Dren Vial, you're not going to notice a difference. But for the cost of that, you get 11% extra turn rate and 11% extra duration. This one sucks so bad, bro. Sorry for the massive burp. Like this add-on does nothing, bro. I don't know what the point is. Like I know it's been nerfed, so that's why it's like this, but it's just like this one sucks so goddamn bad. Like 11% turn rate and 11% duration. Like why would I not just run fucking Plague Bile? It's the same amount. The only thing you're gonna notice here is the turn rate, and like it's not even that much for an Eerie. Like come on. I miss when it had the like stacking turn rate at least. But yeah, this one sucks. Like to be honest, I think this one's actually like better than these, but not like by much. Like why? Can we bring back the infinite rush and infinite turn add-ons? I think they was balanced. No, real shit. The turn rate stacking one was really cute. I liked it when it was like 11% turn rate per rush, up to like 33% or something, or like 50%. I don't know what it was, but it was nice. This one's horrible. I don't know what the idea was here. Iridescent Blight tag though, I got no idea how to rank. Someone's got to help me out here. Uh, this one caps your amount of rushes to 3. Increases your movement speed during all of those rushes by 10%, and increases your look angle during them by 20 degrees. So you get like souped up like Adren Vial like stat buffs at the cost of lower rushes instead of more rushes. Where does this add-on stack up? Because I kind of think it's bad, but I don't know. I hear praise for this add-on, and I don't know if it's true or it's homosexual intercourse. Like I don't know. Like, is this add-on good? I don't remember what tag does anymore. It caps you at 3 rushes, gives you 10% speed, and then gives you like a Dren Vial look angle with no turn rate penalty. Sounds like B tier to me. I want to say like you can't really go like lower than B for any Blight add-on that actually buffs him in any significant way, but like I don't know, the 3 rushes sounds like it really hurts. Unless you're like a brutal Blight, I guess, but like not bad, but I think it's not great either. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like it kind of hurts in a lot of situations, it sounds like, but is really good in others. So I'd be comfortable putting it like Probably high B at least. It's not too terrible, but it's confusing. Like in the situations where it helps, it's obviously good, but then it's like also in the situations where it hurts really bad. Like at worst, you get a 6 second cooldown, so it's like whatever. But like I feel like not being able to bump logic like that would definitely hurt. Get beat up on maps that are already getting beat up. Yeah, like Hawkins, I can imagine that being really ass. Alrighty though, let's try and move on. Let's get through this because we got a big one coming up. We got twins. Now twins are weird. Twins are real dang weird. Twins are a goated ass killer, like in terms of like strength on some occasions, but like when they don't feel like working, man, they don't work. And that's the tough thing. Let's pull up their add-ons. Lord have mercy, I hate going through the wiki. Alright. I got them up. Where are we at? Okay. Everything looks right. So, this killer has so many weird add-ons and so many really good ones that's gonna be hard to kind of rank this. But let's try and blitz through this at least a little quickly. Toy Sword reduces the charge time of Pounce by 0.1 second, so down from 0.9 to 0.8, I believe. Pretty goated. Makes it really hard to react to the Pounce when you're back revving, but otherwise not like incredible for really anything else. So high B, definitely for sure. Soured milk. Okay, so this is one of the like weird ones. This one has duplicates, so we'll get through the duplicates as well. Increases the shriek radius of Victor by 2 meters. So essentially, how far away an idle dormant Victor will reveal survivors' killer instinct. Not great. I don't really see a reason to bank on this, especially because you can kind of just compensate for this by placing him a little better. Uh, I wouldn't say F. Definitely wouldn't say F. I would say like C, like really low C. Probably bump C33 up above it then. But yeah, not great. Uh, and there's another one. Madeline's glove increases said shriek radius by 4 meters. Same thing, essentially. About as bad, about as good. Whatever. Put Toy Sword in B. Oh, it's okay. So we essentially agreed. I thought maybe I had it higher or something. Um, Next up, cat figurine unlocks the ability to see the target location of a pounce. Basically a crosshair add-on. Doesn't work. Not useful when it is working. F tier, super F actually. It's actually so hard to see because it kind of covers your whole screen with a visual that you don't really need. Because it's like a 3D crosshair. It's not even like a helpful one. Tiny fingernail reduces the time required to unbind Victor by a quarter second. Not horrible, I guess, but really, really mid as fuck. Like you don't really need this effect to be faster. Like I would say low C, like at least, but probably not always worth running. And then baby teeth. Survivors suffer from blindness for 30 seconds after removing Victor. They're not going to remove Victor, so this doesn't matter. But even if they do, 30 seconds of blindness isn't going to sting. F tier. That's horrible. Don't need that. Unless like it makes it harder to find slugs that you've downed with Victor, I guess. But again, like why would you want to latch Victor onto them instead of just leaving Victor on top of your slugs and then you know what I mean? It's antithetical to how you want to play the killer. Anti solo Q, which is what the killer already like dominates in. I don't get it. Cat's eye. Suppresses all noise made by Victor while holding a pounce, like fully charged pounce. Not the worst. Bit of a playstyle difference add-on, but I don't mind it. Um, if you were the slightest bit faster while holding it, I would say maybe this would be cooler, but as it stands, not really doing it for me. It's not impressive, so it's gonna go not F, not F. I wouldn't put it F. I put it like D tier. It's just like whatever. Um, Next up, Bloody Black Hood. Reduce the transition time when switching back to Charlotte by 0.5 second. That's actually not bad at all. Um, Geez, I didn't even know this was an add-on that she had. But for those unaware, it takes a second and a half to switch to Charlotte when you're controlling Victor. So this add-on actually makes it like pretty damn quick to switch back and forth. And one of Twins is like actual strengths when like starting a chase on someone like early game, and actually going for a hook is like unbinding Victor, chasing a survivor around a loop now that he can actually like start chase and block windows, which is really, really good for them now. Um he can start chase and make the survivor vault the window into Charlotte. Like have her on the other side and then switch and then M1 and then switch back to Victor for the down. Like that's some real like hardcore like tag teaming shit, and that's cool. So this add-on's pretty damn good. Um So I would say, yeah, like probably B, like probably above Toy Sword in its current state. Actually played quite a bit of Twins, so I have a few opinions. I actually, you might find this surprising. I played Twins a solid amount like before Trickster came out, and I still try to enjoy them a bit afterwards, but I don't really boot them up every now and then, or I don't really boot them up that much nowadays, but I still try and play them every now and then, like if they're functioning. Like now that they fixed the FPS bug, like I might just casually boot up Twins every now and then. I had to play some earlier today, so that's kind of why I realized. That's why I felt so strongly about Bloody Black Hood when I read the description, because I just did that to someone today. Now, Ceremonial Candelabrum uh increases the time it takes to crush Victor by zero point 0.2 seconds when controlling Charlotte. This add-on sucks ass. I don't like an extra 0.2 seconds to take my power away. Like, why? That's not significant enough to hurt, and like F tier. What can I say? It's just not good. Alright, moving on to the blues though. So shit's about to get good, but before it gets good, it has to get bad. So let's just go through some of these bad add-ons first, huh? Rusted Needle. Survivors who remove Victor when latched on receive the hemorrhage status effect until healed. Why is this tied to when they remove Victor? It basically means that they just don't get the effect. F. Also, hemorrhage is bad. I'll be honest. Like it's really, really, really bad. Like hemorrhage is just not a good effect for Twins, especially. People aren't really going to want to heal like that. Um, Sewer Sludge. Increases the time it takes to remove Victor while he's latched on by 2 seconds. Where are you, Sewer Sludge? People aren't going to want to remove Victor, so this taking longer doesn't matter. It's garbage. Like it really doesn't help. Yeah, it could be double the time and it would still suck. Like it, yeah, you have a point because like even it like 2 seconds is not a long time, and even if it was a long time, they just don't want to remove Victor, so it doesn't affect them anyway. So why? And then weighty rattle, removing latched on Victor will cause you to keep the broken status effect for 20 additional seconds compared to otherwise where it just doesn't linger at all. Okay, again, it's not really going to apply that often because at higher ends, people will just keep Victor attached until you choose to recall him. But like, why did I put it in D? Uh, it's just kind of punishing people for making a bad decision already. So like, I don't know. It's ideally you should want to like kind of like hurt survivors to make the good decisions a little more. instead of like kind of making misplays like even bigger misplays, I guess. I don't know. All right, finally some good fucking add-ons though. We got Stale Biscuit. Reduces the cooldown time of the pounce attack by zero point 0.4 seconds. That was pretty good. That was add-on pretty good. I don't know. It is simple. Uh, I mean, this takes it down to what, like 2.8 seconds of a cooldown? And that's pretty significant. Because you can slug, people can be closer by, and they still won't be able to kick you, especially if you have Forced Hezi or something. This one's really, really good. Definitely put it like A. For sure. Like it stops you from being kicked in some situations, and if it doesn't stop you from being kicked, it's still just speeding up your overall gameplay loop, which is always appreciated. And then final blue add-on, Madeline Scarf, increases movement speed while controlling Victor by 0.3 meters a second. This one's nice. It's not a lot, but the speed can stack, and even if it didn't stack, it's still pretty nice. It's pretty comfy. So spoiler alert, there's another speed add-on. It's also going in the same tier. It's higher. But yeah, is pretty much where I put it. And then purple add-on, we'll just skip right to the speed. Forest Stew increases movement speed while controlling Victor by 0.6 meters per second. So this is 10%, other one's 5%, essentially. And this one's nuts. You move so much goddamn faster. Like, it's actually, like, almost impossible to outrun a Victor in power. Probably put Stale Biscuit above all these. Yep. Yep. Boom, right there. That's where I feel it should go. Yeah. Speed does everything. What else can you say? Like, you already move so much faster than survivors, like, you just outrun exhaustion perks. Like, with this one, you outrun them even more. What else do you need? Alright. Some weird ones. Spinning Top. Survivors hit by a pounce drop their item. And this one's significant because not only will they drop their item when you like down them, which means they can't pick it up like until they get back up, which is nice because usually they're gonna want to die like maybe under a pallet, or if they're not under a pallet, they're gonna want to crawl under one or crawl away so you don't know where they are. So they might actually lose their item in the process, but when you latch onto someone who's healthy, they'll drop their item and then they still can't pick it back up because they're incapacitated and they have to run. So this add-on has so much potential to cause survivors just lose their items for the rest of the game. Which is already pretty nice because like medkits hurt a slugging killer. Toolboxes hurt when they have like Sabo and shit like that. Just every items hurt, and dropping them is nice. Especially with something like what do you call it? Weave Attunement. Basically just getting like free aura reading on everyone you hit. This one's nice. I don't know how high I'd put it, but it's going high places. Maybe like a high B under the other stat buffs. And then Victor's Soldier reveals the auras of survivors for 6 seconds when they crush Victor. Why? I'm just sitting here like I don't know why I would ever want to have like see the aura if someone does that because I know where Victor is. I have Killer Instinct on them before they do that. Why would I need the aura reading? It's just unnecessary. I don't know. Like not like horrible or anything, but C tier I think. Like maybe like low B. Like it doesn't hurt enough, but it doesn't like add enough really to be like, you know, why would I want to use this? And last one is Drop Perfume, which is one of the add-ons I'm most confused about like the application of. This one makes it so anyone in Victor's shriek radius becomes oblivious. And this one I think if you latch onto someone and like someone is like nearby while Victor's latched on, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to become oblivious. I'm not sure if they actually do, but that matters because like if this only works while like Victor is idle, it kind of sucks. But if it works while Victor is latched on, that's a bit more significant. Have a good stream. My internet too bad for streams. I'm sorry, Maple, but have a good rest of your day. Hope you're well. Otherwise, uh, detriment IMO on high level, it would tell immediately the shriek radius. Yeah, that is true. I guess it does give away when they're being revealed, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel strongly enough about the oblivious effect to really give it too much credit. But still, like, if it ideally works, it's not like too terrible. Maybe I move toenail a bit up to compensate, but like, yeah, I would say this is pretty bad. Doesn't seem like really all that impressive. Okay, but these ones though, these are the nutty ones. Silencing Cloth makes it so whenever you control Victor and then switch control back to Charlotte, you become undetectable for 20 seconds. This is broken. This is a broken add-on. uh, Making twins effectively permanently undetectable. So survivors have no aura reading on you. Survivors can't hear your heartbeat. All that fun stuff. They don't hear that ever, ever. And you know why they don't hear that? It's because you can switch between Charlotte and Victor literally as much as you want. Over and over. You can become undetectable permanently. And that's, it's not like being permanently undetectable is like super OP or anything, but on twins, it would be nice to know where the twins are specifically so that they don't fucking get a free hit on you and then make you susceptible to one of the freest downs in the game from Victor. Um, yeah, this add-on's busted, like super fucking busted. Like S tier for sure. This add-on like breaks the killer in two, like in a good way. Like it just gives you something that the killer really, really benefits from for free forever. That's insane. Final add-on though, Iridescent Pendant. When a survivor crushes a dormant and or slash idle victor, they become exposed for 45 seconds. This one's nuts. This one's also nuts. I wouldn't say like super strong, but this one's good. You can just kind of down a survivor with Victor like you would normally, and then just plant like the Victor on top of them, and then survivor has to make a really shit choice between crushing Victor and becoming instantly exposed for like the next minute, or trying to pick you up like with Victor still there, or just taking a hit from Victor. Like, because if you pick Victor up, or if you pick the survivor up without crushing Victor first, then the survivor will like the killer will just switch back to Victor and then put them right back on the floor again. Which isn't great. But then like when you crush Victor, you become exposed, so you're basically just dead if you try and heal the survivor up. It's kind of a bad decision to have to make. So I would say like A, like for just toxic. It's a super toxic add-on. I don't like the design, but geez, it's such a it's so much exposed, so much undetectable, like in two add-ons, and like I know I made the joke about Deathslinger having like, oh, we needed a iridescent add-on, just make them undetectable and give them exposed effect, but like these ones are really, really fucking disgusting. Add-on Silencing Cloth makes twins even more of a pub slash noob stomper anymore, or IMO. It's not really that useful when you need competent against good competent players. I would still say like without quiet, you can make Charlotte with some skins, especially like it's still like pretty good to just not really have that much info on where she is. Like her just getting a free hit every now and then can really, really fucking sting. Because being injured against twins is so bad. So bad. Okay. We got one more ad now that we got through twins. And then we gotta go on to the boy. Meta versus Twins is two duos, so would the stealth really be that useful? I kind of think the main thing that makes that useful is just like the fact that you can get a free hit out of it. Like you hit one person for free with the stealth, and then that effectively will translate into a slug. Um, and then if you're like on top of the two people, like you know, close by because you just hit them, then that's still pretty nice. I would say. I don't know. Maybe not like maybe you have a point, but like I still think like the amount of like free value this gives by just being undetectable forever is a bit absurd on a killer that really does not need to be undetectable for the whole game. Gotta get through this ad. Almost done for the day. I think after I do Trickster, that's how I'll cap off this stream for the day. Because I got some other stuff I want to do. I want to make sure I have some. My mom's coming home after a while away, so I want to make sure that there's like some food on the table and stuff. There's my OBS. Took forever for me to find. Oh, we pull him up while waiting. Lord have mercy on me. Taking a little vocal break. Man, what can you say about Trickster? He exists. He works. Sort of. And it's gonna be tough because I'm ranking him now. Uh, I'm ranking him now in the modern day. It is August 25th, 2025, 12:37 p.m. Just so I can really date this. And I don't know. Like all his add-ons right now are really, 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 really bad. Really, really, really bad. And I know they're probably going to be a lot better in like the next year, but it's not next year. It's 2025, August 25th, 12:37 p.m. All right. And the good thing about Trickster though, having like so much knowledge about him, I know what all his add-ons do, just like off memory. So I'm gonna try my best to get everything right while having to check because I'm pretty sure I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can get all his add-ons right without having to pull up the wiki or anything. And I can blitz through these because, you know. Alrighty, let's try it. Just get right into it. G-Wound hack. First out on Memento Blades. This one increases your throwing speed by 10%. So down from 0.3 seconds per throw to 0.27. Basically, like roughly from 3 knives a second to roughly 4 knives a second and a bit of change. Yeah, sounds broken. It's like his only consistently good add-on. In every situation, I don't think there's a single situation where you don't want to throw knives faster because that's his only power. There's like throwing knives as slow as he does. Basic hit is so bad that like honestly, this add-on is probably the only thing keeping him like relevant. So low A. I'm not gonna put it super high. Like I'm genuinely like I tend to put like whatever killer I'm ranking at like the bottom or top, and not really anywhere in between. But yeah, I'm putting this add-on in A because it's stupid. It's like his only add-on that I think is just hard lock. It's a best in slot add-on at least. You should be running Memento Blades. Add-on shouldn't exist. It shouldn't. There's no reason an add-on should do literally everything the killer does better. Like it's just a dumb concept, especially considering he didn't need such a thing before, and he had better design versions that they just downgraded the design for no reason. Killing part chords is up next. This one increases movement speed in the throw state by 1%. So up from 3.86 to 3.9. You can't tell the difference. And if you can, you're lying, or you're a robot, and I don't trust you. So I'm gonna put this add-on in F tier, not super F, because I actually think movement speed in the throw state is not a bad effect at all. But this add-on is so little that I don't know what the point is. Straight up, put it simply. Okay, Inferno Wires though increases main event duration by 40%. Pretty good. First pretty good add-on. We had broken add-on first, then terrible add-on, but this one's just pretty good. But personally, I'll probably be the only person who has this opinion. Main event add-ons, like main event duration add-ons, kind of suck ass. I'll be honest with you. Like I don't know why so many people rank being in main event longer so highly for him. Like I don't think these add-ons are good. Like yeah, main event is an okay ability, but like it kind of prides itself on you being able to hit your blades quickly with it. Like that's the whole point. And you don't need to hit that many, and being in main event, like the longer you're in main event, the more distance you're losing, the more time you're wasting, like without a power, essentially. So I don't want to be in main event for that long. I'm not gonna put it like super low because of that, but like I think this add-on has a purpose, but I think these add-ons suck, dude. I'll put it like probably above like these add-ons. D. And then we'll also do the duplicates really quick. Because there's a lot of main event duration add-ons. Tequila Moonrock, same thing, but it's 60% instead of 40% main event duration. Uh, Same thing. Really, really good. Like it's a big boost to duration, but is a boost to your main event duration really something you always want? I don't think so personally. So I'm gonna rank it pretty low. I'm probably gonna rank it around the same amount, like just because I don't think there's enough of a difference between the two of them, to be honest. Like for one, like they don't really, really, really like feel that different, like depending on which one you run. Um, and I honestly think there's some downsides to being in main event longer, but there's also some upsides to being in main event longer. So yeah, about the same. We'll just do all the main event duration add-ons next. How about that? We'll move over to Ji-Woon's autograph, which embarrassingly increases the combo duration. It increases the time that you can increase your combo score by 10%. So up from 4 seconds between each blade hit to 4.4. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, this add-on sucks ass. It doesn't do anything. It's power crept by both Inferno Wires and Tequila Moonrock and Lucky Blade and Waiting for You Watch. It's just like it's just a miserable piece of shit add-on. I don't know what they were thinking. I know like the reworks they had to decrease main event's charge were so OP on the PTB. But like seriously, why? Why this? These don't do anything. The only thing the only purpose these serve is to let you get a higher combo score so you can have a higher main event duration. But why would you want to have a higher combo score for a higher main event duration when you just increase the base main event duration, which will also exponentially stack with your, you know, Tequila Moonrock and Inferno Wires and Watch? So like, yeah, it's just there's no point to them. These are both horribly designed add-ons. They're like the worst designed add-on in the game. And the same is true for Fistspin Soda. It's the same add-on, but 15% instead of 10, 0.6 seconds instead of 0.4. These both suck ass. They're totally meaningless. Um, my bad, guys. You get more blood points the higher your combo score is, so my bad. That's another perk. Oh well, like you spend money for the fucking add-on just to get more points like throughout the game, maybe that you would have not maybe gotten otherwise, you know. I'm annoyed. Okay. Next up, Lucky Blade. Uh I believe I actually might need to fucking pull this one up because I don't remember the exact amount for Blade and Watch. I believe it's zero point 0.3 seconds and 0.4 seconds. But I want to make sure because they changed them a lot. Yeah, okay. Lucky Blade's 0.3, Watch is 0.4. Uh and I'll be honest, maybe this is a hot take again with the main event duration shit, but I think these add-ons are just strictly worse than what do you call them? Tequila, Boonrock, and Inferno Wires, because like technically, yeah, you can get like a longer duration than you otherwise would be able to with, you know, Moonrock and stuff like that, but like the amount of times that this is going to be like significantly longer than those add-ons is like not very many. And in a situation where you're against good players, I feel like you would rather just have the guaranteed duration that like if you need duration, you're gonna want the guaranteed one versus the you know, maybe sometimes duration. So I'm gonna put these both lower. Not that much lower, but strictly they are worse add-ons than both of those. Actually might have to bump all of these up a bit because like I don't think these add-ons are as bad as the killers and add-ons below them. I'm gonna bump these up to like C. How about that? Bump these up to C. Well, we'll put them like infinite tier 3 range. How about that? That seems right to me. Not low. I'll put Lucky Blade lower than Honing Stone, and then Watch like above. Watch is almost always going to be above Inferno Wires, I guess, but not above Tequila Moonrock, to be honest. I wonder what effect Soda get after rework. I cannot tell you. uh, okay, so we got through all the main event duration ones. Let's get through the rest of the dupes. We'll do Trick Pouch next. This one increases your ammo amount by 4. So instead of 44 blades, you have 48 per reload per start of the game. This one, hard to say if it has any effect on the game, but Trickster's ammo is definitely too low right now. But 4 extra blades is like half a health state. 4 extra blades is not breaking the bank. You know what I mean? Like it's not enough to warrant like use, especially knowing it has a better one that isn't that much more uncommon. So, uh, D. I think D is a fair ranking for this one. It's just Boa increases carried ammo by 8, so up from 44 to 52. And this one's more significant. I would not run 2 ammo add-ons because I think you definitely need like something else. But these two are nice when combined together. They not combined together. Boa is nice on its own when used with other like good in slot add-ons like Memento Blades, Trick Blades, Shatter Blades, Waiting for You, not Waiting for You, Melodious Murder. I would say it's up there. Not particularly great, but it's a nice little solid P add-on for sure. low B. But last of the dupes. Oh, I actually should have done shoes like earlier. Uh, shoes increases your movement speed by 2.5% in the throw state, otherwise known as zero point 0.1 meters a second while in the throw state. So you're up from 3.86 to 3.96. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. You lose so much less distance than you would like without this add-on. Um, because instead of moving slower than survivors, you move about as fast as them. Uh, so up there for sure. Like just having so much more movement speed makes a lot of difference. I don't run it too often. I don't think it's like that necessary, but pretty good. Pretty good. Then on target single and Ripper Brace. I don't know why I almost said Bloody Boa as the music getting to me. Uh increases laceration decay delay by 2 seconds. Not great. I don't think 2 seconds is gonna break the bank, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, I was holding it. It just wasn't appearing for some reason. It's up there. Like I would actually rank these like I would rank this one specifically like lower than the main event duration ones. But Ripper Brace I would put higher, to be honest. Because like it can really screw over like good survivors in chase who play well because like that like usually if they play well enough and you play well enough to like keep up, you can actually just barely lose like one or two lacerations, and this add-on says no to that. Because of just the duration alone. I think Ripper Brace is more useful than main event duration. Personally, yes. I like if I had a choice between the two, like infinite Ripper Brace duration in one slot or infinite like Moonrock in one slot. I'm probably gonna choose Ripper Brace if I have to. Uh, you know, desert island scenario, like which add-on am I taking? Taking Ripper Brace probably. Just because I think it's like so much better versus like good survivor players than main event duration add-ons ever will be. Only problem is I don't think Trickster really has the add-on like variety economy to be able to run this one anymore. Like which is sad to say, but like his base kit sucks. He needs like supplements, needs vitamin gummies, and like that's not really a vitamin gummy like as strong as some of his other ones. Last blue add-on is gonna be USB, aka Melodious Murder. This one increases reload speed by 25%, so down from 3 seconds to 2.25 seconds. This one's good. This is a good add-on. I like using this one a lot because like if you're ever out of ammo, you can actually just reload and chase. Like as long as there's a locker in the loop that you're at, you just reload and chase. They're not gonna get that much more distance than if you would just like break a pallet or something, because they're not gonna expect you to just reload a lot of the time. And the fact that you can reload faster means like, less time that a survivor will spend on the floor, potentially getting healed, etc. etc. This is really good. Especially like for an add-on slot. Like I would say it's a lot more worth running than Iron Maiden. So I would use this a lot. I would say it's about as good as Boa, wherever I put that. Pretty damn solid. Not like as great, but definitely merits using both. Like these, like for my comfy add-ons, these are like best in slot. Like I pick one of these if I have to for like comfiness. All right, we're up to the purples, so let's just get through it. Uh, we'll start low. Uh, we'll start with cut through you single, which makes it so blades pierce through survivors, and subsequent survivors hit by the same blade receive 50% laceration. There's not really much of a point to this add-on. Against like really good teams that like body block and shit like that, like which is actually good against the killer. Pretty mean. Like it can be nasty in the right situations, but like they don't come up often enough in like random games to where I want to use piercing blades. I kind of wish like it hit itself until like a survivor was nearby. Like if someone's within like 4 meters of a survivor that you're hitting, or like 8 meters or something, like then it would pierce, and then otherwise it wouldn't pierce. But that wouldn't really do anything but make the add-on technically worse. Um, but like I said, like the 50% laceration is just too much. With 8-hit laceration meter. Like you have to hit someone so many times for that to like really meaningfully make a difference. Uh, uh, Probably lower than main event duration stuff because main event like is just so much better for getting through body blockers than a piercing blade ever will be. And even a piercing blade during main event wouldn't be that great. Then we got cufflinks, which makes it so when a survivor is at their 7th laceration out of 8, they'll have their aura revealed for 6 seconds, which is pretty nice, pretty comfy, pretty good for learning how to line up your final shot. You know, what can I say? I miss cufflinks. I used to run it a lot, but I don't really be like running cufflinks anymore after the laceration meter nerf. Like 7 is just too much for this shit. Like it was reasonable at 5 because like you could actually hit 5 blades and then use the aura rating to hit the 6th, that where people wouldn't expect it. But like versus fucking 8-hit Trickster, bro, you get hit 7 times. Like you fucked up so bad, and you're probably already out of position anyway. Like the aura rating isn't gonna help. Ugh, I hate this add-on now. It's so fucking bad. So I don't know. I would rank this pretty low. Like nowadays, it's just like you're so rarely in a position where it's gonna help. Uh, Lower than main event duration or higher? Is 5 before rework? Yes. It was the same like trigger because they had to be on their last laceration. But you had to hit the 5 blades for them to be at like the maximum for the add-on to trigger before, whereas now it's 7. Higher than main event duration, surely. Well, if you say so, then I would agree. But I wasn't sure. Probably higher than Infant Tier 3. Who is actually body blocking versus Trickster, to be fair? You'd be surprised. A lot of people genuinely just be like 5 gens into the game, like, oh, my teammates ought to go down. Let me make a big hero move, and then they just get fucking main evented, and they're like, what the fuck? This killer's OP. No skill, like brain off spam killer. Like, all right. Second to last purple, the Edge of Revival. This one is the Shatter Blades. Whenever a blade hits the environment, and most notably, not every time it hits the environment, anytime a blade is broken by the environment, it will shatter and deal 50% laceration to any survivor within 1 meter. This add-on's good. I like this add-on for a lot of reasons, but main one being, um, you hit shots that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. There's certain trick shots you can do specifically with this add-on, because there's a gap that's just barely big enough to proc it that otherwise isn't a good enough angle to actually hit. And main event, uh, main event Shatterblades is super lethal. Main event is pretty damn hard to aim with because of just how many blades you throw, but like with this add-on, you only have to aim like kind of sort of near a survivor to hit them, and that's what makes it good. Um, like it makes your main event so much lethal. You can kind of 9-9 your main event because if you hit Shatterblades, they don't actually charge your main event, so you can save your main event for like better situations. Um, and then like during main event, it's a lot more lethal. I like the sound a lot. Not nearly as good as like Memento Blades, but definitely like a mid B for sure. Like it's better than Feathers. It's better than Soul Chemical. It's better than Wooden Oni Mask. Is it better than Shoes though? I think it's better than Shoes. But is it better than Honing Stone? I'd say it's better than Honing Stone. Is it better than Shadow Dance? No, I don't think so. And that's where I'd put it. Roughly. Anyways, moving on. Uh we got Trick Blades. This is the one that everyone likes. This is the silly, wacky, wholesome meme add-on that causes survivors to ricochet, or not survivors. It causes blades to ricochet, when hitting the environment, twice, and notably, the blades that ricochet do not deal any more or less laceration than normal. They deal the exact same. They deal 1 laceration each. This add-on's stupid as fuck. This basically just makes it so every time you throw a blade, you throw three. If you miss, no, you didn't. It doesn't even have like a downside. Like you just literally throw extra blades every time you throw them. What were they thinking? I don't know. I don't think they were. Like it's a fun add-on concept. Like I'm glad it's here, but like it's so fucking stupidly overpowered. I don't know why this add-on exists the way it does, but I put it above low pro. Overwhelms my senses, but it's also really strong. Yeah, I don't like using this add-on because the sound is annoying. Like I don't like when I miss and then I hear like a little dinky sound like three times. Like I don't like that. I don't like using them. I don't like playing against them. This add-on's stupid. I just don't like this add-on. Um, Probably rank Mento a little higher than the rest of these, but yeah, Mento like Trick Blade's just stupid, man. I don't know what they were thinking. All right, we'll start low again. We'll do Death Throws compilation, second to last. Any survivor you hit with a blade during main event has their aura revealed for 6 seconds. Who cares? I mean, it's silly with trick blades for lineups, but that's about it. This add-on sucks. It's so restrictive, so not useful when it works. This add-on's genuinely horrible. I don't like it. Probably put it below or above some of these demo add-ons, though. And then last one, Iridescent Photo Card. Every time you hit a survivor with a blade, you gain 1% haste. That stacks up to 7%. But every time you miss, the haste is removed. All of it. That one's cool. I don't know what they were thinking. Like they added this add-on that's like rewarding like high skill tap firing like accurate play by making you like have more of a catch up ability. But it just becomes it gets to a point where um the add-on just shouldn't exist on the kit that it's attached to because like why would you rework the character to be more reliant on spam and less able to actually play in an accurate way and then add an add-on that's like requires accuracy to get value out of? I don't understand what the idea was here, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. This add-on sucks. I don't like it. This add-on makes me sad. You can hear it in my voice. I don't like this add-on. Uh, but it's good. Like I actually like using it because like I can aim pretty well and get value out of it. But like I think this add-on just doesn't fit the character it's designed for. To be honest, I would say it's like A for sure. But like how high A? Like probably below Rat. I put Mental Blades above like some of these add-ons as well. Not above Biscuit. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Photocard's his best add-on for sure. I don't think I would say so. Like I think Trick Blades and Memento Blades are both better, but it's definitely good in its own right. Like if he just wasn't so hard stuck on Memento Blades, like for any lethality, I think definitely Photocard would be up there. It does a lot, but you know, it's not always gonna get the same amount of value for every type of player, and I think in general, kind of it doesn't necessarily fall off, but it just doesn't feel that good to use after a certain point. It's like, yeah, like I basically always have some haste, but like, eh. Shatterblades works with Ricochet? Not really. So the Shatterblade effect will only work when the blade like breaks against the environment. That's when it'll shatter. Um, the problem with adding Trick Blades on top of Shatterblades is you don't get like a shatter every time. You get a shatter only after the blade has ricocheted both times and then is gonna be broken. And the problem is with that, it's like you know how do I say this? Like you have two ricochets which are already going to do most of the heavy lifting in that department. Like if you're running trick blades, the little shatter on like the second ricochet like after that is not going to work. Like you're going to either hit the survivor or you're going to miss. You can't aim the second ricochet for that. That shit is just not going to work. Photocard solves Shack without bandwidth use time save. Right. But Hi, Trix. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Mento's higher than Trick Blades. I don't know. It's hard because, like, usually I would just say you should run them together, but, like, Trick Blades basically just giving you 2 extra chances every time you miss is just so dumb. It's inconsistent, sure, but, like, if you don't necessarily play for them, it's just extra free value. Like, if you just play like you don't have them, then you're still getting value from the add-on. If you play exclusively for Trick Blade's value, the add-on is, like, fucking way worse. But if you just play Trickster normally with Trick Blades equipped, and then, like, occasionally you get, like, a Ricochet to hit that wouldn't have otherwise, it's nuts. Ow! And then you play only for the Ricochet lineups that are, like, really consistent, then it works. Especially with main event involved. Like, main event Trick Blades is so stupid, I don't know why that's a thing. Oh my god. Alright, though. That's gonna be it for me today. I'm very happy to have ended off on the guy.